Hey guys, Magnus Robert here. We're doing another wheel video, that is right. So we'll get straight into it because I've already failed at some of these recordings. But basically, what we got wheel, okay? I've added Morales as family. Now, this is a new wheel, this is a new tier list that I've been using. There are 2 popes, which is quite funny. Obviously, you manually you'll have to add the Morales' family because they are not in the base tier. I've manually added them, as well as Gavin and Barbara and maybe a few others. I've manually added just to kind of keep things spicy. Another thing to note, no spin-offs, okay? I like The Ones Who Live, it's okay. Daryl Dixon's got its moments. Dead City is pretty bland overall, but they are not included in this tier list because in this rewrite, because I hate the spin-offs in principle. So we're just going to keep it to the main show, so there is no one who gets blown up on the bridge, no one goes off to fear. I just think it flows a little bit better when you don't have that, personally, and it's a bit more interesting when there's some characters who obviously are forced to kind of stick around. So I like that personally, and no one complained about it last time, so that's what we're going to be doing. So we've got a few things as well. I've also got this little table now, so people righteously complained that although I kept notes, I wasn't very good at keeping track, which is very true, but I'm hoping that the table will make things easier, and I can just kind of put one-worded answers as well. And then on top of that, we obviously have our coin flip here. Ooh, tools. What happened there? Games and toys. I didn't mean to click that. We have a coin flip. We have our dice, which I'll talk about in a second. We obviously have our names, our 20 characters that we start off with in the Atlanta camp. But the dice is where the extra special thing comes. So basically, every finale, we're going to be rolling a d6. And that d6 will determine how many characters die in said finale. So if this was the roll for the season 1 finale, that obviously was a 5, basically what would have happened, instead of Jackie and Dr. Jenna dying in the CDC explosion, it instead would have been 5 characters. So 2 people to take up their deaths and then 3 extras. But obviously if it was just a 1, then only 1 person dies. So it's like a little thing too. And I'm also going to be adding an extra thing in the wheel, which is nobody. Right? And if it lands on nobody, basically it means that nobody dies, but it also means that, say, for example, if I'm asking, like, oh, who kills the governor, and it lands on nobody, it could mean, like, a walker as well. So, the walker, so basically, in that scenario, so when it comes to, like, who kills said character, it could instead of, like, them just dying, to a person killing them, it could be like a walker killing them instead. So it basically whatever is applicable when it lands on the nobody is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, I guess that's all we need to do for prep. I don't know if there's anything else I need to say. If there is, if I'm forgetting something, I do apologise. But let's get into it. Starting off with deciding who is our protagonist, which is the most important thing. This is going to determine my title of my video, most likely. Bro. No. I kind of fluky. Thought it was going to land on Ed there. And I'm kind of tempted. I might veto this. I thought it was landing on Ed, and my mind went to multiple possibilities. Can I veto this? I might just veto this. Okay. The main protagonist of the series. Can I be real with you? Okay. So, to be completely honest, the reason why I was like so happy it was about to land on Ed is because I recorded a video before, like an hour ago, that just went terribly because there was like fucking neighbors shouting and beeping their horn. So I decided to scrap the recording. I went about 20 minutes in, and it landed on Ed, and it was kind of going so well. So this is the reason why I'm vetoing it. I don't give a fuck. Fuck you all. I'm doing it anyway. I don't care. So Ed Peletier. Also, Carol being the protagonist is boring. Can we all agree with that? Yeah, we can all agree with that. Ed Peletier is the protagonist. It landed on Ed, all right? The wheel glitched. Yeah. It landed on Ed. I don't care. That's my, I'm allowed 3 vetoes per video. That is 1. So, yeah, Ed is the protagonist of this series. It landed on Ed, okay? What do you mean it didn't land on Ed? Who gets handcuffed to the roof and left there? That is what we want to find out. Who gets handcuffed to the roof? Not the child again. Not the child again, please. I'm re-rolling. I don't care. I don't care anymore. This is already a disaster. I'm re-rolling. I'm sick of having the child handcuffed to the roof. It's Glenn! Oh, actually. That's a lot more interesting, let's be honest. I'm not having the child be handcuffed on the roof again. It's Glenn. Okay. Glenn was handcuffed to the roof. So basically what happened here. So Ed is our protagonist. He rolled into the Atlanta. Obviously Rick did show up. And he's like, oh, who the hell are you, Officer Friendly? And Glenn was getting a bit angry. Maybe actually Merle, dropped the M-bomb on T-Dog. And Glenn came to his defense and started beating on Merle. Maybe he was causing a lot of noise, being like, we got to throw him off. And then, Ed's like, listen, we're not throwing anyone, Glenn, you crazy. And he handcuffs Glenn. Or maybe Merle handcuffs Glenn, I don't know. Whatever it goes down, Glenn is left on the roof. They accidentally leave Glenn. So for now, we've obviously got to get rid of Glenn, actually, thinking about it. Because he is, of course, he's missing. He's missing. So goodbye, Glenn. See you later. You've been left on the roof. Now, we have Guillermo. Now, Guillermo obviously does just die off screen, I guess. But I'm going to say, does he come with the group? Now, I'm going to say heads is a yes. And then obviously tails no. And basically this means that if it does, heads is a yes, right? So let's see. Okay, yes. So heads a yes. So yes, he does. Basically then, what this means is Guillermo, and I know I say that name like 20 different ways and probably say it wrong. Guillermo. G basically helps our group after obviously they find out their van has been stolen, likely by Merle or by someone else. They obviously just run back to the Atlanta camp on foot. But in this scenario, they actually head back to the Vatos gang and they say, hey, someone's nicked our vehicle. We need to get back ASAP. Can we borrow one of your cars? Because obviously the Vatos had a few cars. And in this scenario, Guillermo obviously is like, yeah, sure. But he also heads along with them. So Guillermo is now in our group, which is kind of cool. Meaning, I've already added him. So, he's now joined us. Now, what have we got next? We've got heads, Duane dies, tails, he survives. So, obviously, this again happens off screen. But heads, Duane dies, tails, he survives. Heads, he dies, tails, he survives. Heads. Okay, so Duane dies the same way that he always died. So, sorry, Duane. We'll put him in Season 1 because I guess he died. Now we've got Ed's death. So, who is injured in their tent? For some weird reason, I mean, we can make it make sense. But if someone's injured in their tent and they get surprise attacked by some walkers. Oh no, it's Eliza. So Eliza and Sophia, they got in a little fight or something, like a little kiddie fight. And she was in her tent, and the walkers got in and ate Morales' daughter. Now, who gets Amy's death? So someone's going for a shit. And, okay. Nobody. So, this is interesting. Nobody gets Amy's death. Someone suggested the nobody idea, and do you know what? It's actually kind of interesting. So, yeah, I guess Andrea says look out in time, and Amy ducks away and doesn't actually get killed. But who gets the Jim death? So, who gets bitten on the chest and then decides to be left by a tree eventually? So Amy avoided her death. Only to get bitten a few minutes later and then be left by a tree. That's pretty sad. So shit, okay, let's change that on the thing. So of course we lost both Eliza there, and then we also lost Amy. But we didn't lose a third person, which is kind of interesting. Now, who leaves to look for family? It needs to make sense who goes with said person. Now, we can roll to determine this. I don't really want it to land on Rick, because I feel like that'd be kind of boring. Ooh, Jackie, okay. Okay, so Jackie's going off to find family. Alright. Now, Jackie doesn't have any family. I think the only person she was kind of close to was maybe T-Dog, because there is that moment where she leaves the CDC, and T-Dog's like, what do you mean you're going? And she's like, I gotta go, baby. I gotta stay, baby, or whatever. And T-Dog's like, there's not really much time for him to argue, so he just kind of leaves her. I don't know if they are close. I don't really know. I guess she's also kind of close to Jim as well. That was true, yeah, because she cared for Jim right to the end. So I guess if 4 people were gonna go, it would be like these 3. But that's kind of boring. I'm going to say, because Jackie doesn't have any family, that's it. It's just going to be her. So Jackie goes on her own to look for family. That's all that's happening. So Jackie's going to go on her own. She says, look, I'm going to look for my family. See you later, guys. Goodbye. Sayonara. Sayonara. So yeah, we'll do that. But that way we've actually got like a bigger cast of characters as well. So that's kind of interesting. Now, obviously, Ed Peletier is our protagonist. Sorry. That is, to me, is still funny. It's just a funny scenario, let's be honest. Anyway, yeah, moving on. What have we got next? We've got, have you added Dr. Jenner? I haven't added Dr. Jenner. I guess I will then. So obviously now our characters have headed to the CDC. So we've added Dr. Jenner. So I can tell the table. Yes, I have. Now we've got the CDC explosion. So I've got to roll a d6 for how many die and then roll for that number. So how many people decide to stay in the CDC? 4 people decide to stay in the CDC. Interesting. Now, which 4 people are they? Let's go. Which 4 people decide to stay in the CDC? First person. Jim? Is it Jim? I kind of see Jim. You know, he's lost his family. I can actually see that. I think that works. So, it's goodbye, Jim. We can delete this this row here. That's not goodbye, Jim. Goodbye, Jim. Died in the CDC explosion. So that's 1. We've now got 2 more. 4. Jim first. Who else have we got? Oh no, Laurie. Laurie. Now, I feel like we have to get rid of Judith here as well. And I'm okay with like a premature birth, but in this scenario, it doesn't really make sense. But that's okay because Laurie's a 2 for 2, so that also counts as another one. So we only have to roll 1 more because she takes Judith out with her as well. So there we are. So Laurie and Judith both die. I guess Laurie doesn't even know she has Judith. And then 1 more person dies as well. Rick's trying his best to like argue, like, no, stay. Oh my god, Louis. Oh no, Louis Morales. Well, I guess in this scenario he probably gets like lost or something, right? Wait, no. Oh wait, no. That's brutal. He like hides or something maybe because he doesn't like he's scared. And Morales and his wife are like desperately trying to look for Louis. They're like, "Where are you, Louis? Where are you?" Like trying to find him. That's how I can see it going down. And then they're like, shit, we gotta leave. We're just gotta hope that he's made it out. And then the final shot, as the audience we see, is Louis like hiding under the bed with his ears. And we know, oh my god, he's gonna die. That's fucking brutal. Dr. Jenner decides to leave though. Maybe he tries to look for Louis and he's like, that's because he feels guilty. Laurie decides to... I feel like Laurie wouldn't stay. So I think in this scenario, Laurie probably is also helping to look for Louis. And like something... I don't know, something falls on her and she's trapped. And she tells Rick. She tells Carl to tell Rick. Or actually, maybe she tells Shane. She's like, tell Rick tell Rick I made it out. Lie to him, Shane, please. And so I just want my bit, because otherwise Rick won't go and Carl won't go, etc. Something like that. So it's kind of like a selfless act. And I think Jim just stays because he's like lost his family and he's not really got much will to live. So that's how I think it goes down. That's kind of interesting. So Ed is still our protagonist. Okay, but Rick's there. So yeah, Judith too, and then also Louis. Damn. Anyway, so after that, we obviously, all of our characters, these are the characters we have. Ed is our leader. Obviously, Carol, I don't think he's hitting Carol anymore. He's kind of reformed after he got beat up by Shane. He still got beat up by Shane, I think. But he's like sort of reformed. He realizes the error of his ways. He has his excuses. He was bullied as a child or whatever it may be. But he's like, Carol, I'm so sorry. You don't deserve me. And I don't, I'm gonna step away for a bit, okay? Because I think Ed kind of perped on his daughter as well, like looked at her weird or whatever. And he's like, I'm a sick man, but I'm trying to change, okay? The apocalypse is this is my redemption, all right? I'm the worst piece of shit imaginable, but maybe I can be a better person. And that's Ed's character arc this entire show. You obviously have Rick and Carl as well. Rick is sort of, I guess at this point he is the leader, but obviously Ed's our main character. Rick's still the leader of the group though. It's just we have Ed as kind of our main character. And maybe he sort of clashes with Ed because he doesn't really like Ed that much. And I don't think Shane does either. And now Rick and Shane probably will get along a little bit more now. Because obviously Laurie isn't there. So they don't have to fight over Laurie. Well, I say fight. Rick wasn't really fighting, but you know. You got Daryl and Merle. Guess they decided not to rob the camp. They stuck around. You have Guillermo there as well, which is kind of funny. Dale is sticking around. He's got Andrea by his side. Obviously, he's looking after her. Morales and Miranda are still kicking. Obviously, they lost their kid though. Guillermo, like I said, T-Dog as well. He's just there. And Dr. Jenner's decided to tag along too. Interesting. So that's an interesting group. So who gets shot? So at the start of the season, a character is going to get shot and then rush to the farm. And which character will that be? Morales. Oh no. So Morales, I guess maybe he thought he saw his son, so he ran out into the woods during the highway scenario, and then he gets shot by Otis. And Miranda, maybe Rick and Miranda, or maybe even Ed, they're all like helping Morales get help. So he's been rushed to the farm. And then who gets lost and then later shows up in the barn? Bro. Rick. So after that happens, Rick decides to like lure some zombies away maybe. And he gets bitten, found by Otis, put in the barn just before Otis then shoots Morales. So obviously Rick was also looking for Morales too. Yeah. And then Rick got lost. So Carl's out there looking for Rick every day maybe. He's looking for his dad. He can't find his dad. That is pretty sick, but that's pretty sick. Anyway, we have to add HERSHEL, Maggie, Beth, Jimmy, Otis, Patricia, right? I think that's it. Maggie, Beth, Jimmy, Otis, Patricia, yeah. I think that's it. So we've added those guys, the farm guys. So poor fucking Ricky Dicky Dog Grimes, not made it out of this one. And then we also have to add these guys to our currently alive tab. There we are. I think having this like little standby tab is so much easier because I was getting too confused. In my first recording, that's why I stopped mainly because it was getting too muddled. It's getting too muddled. Having the standby is so much easier. Rightio. So, yes, they've added Otis's death and who killed them. So we have to roll for Otis's death. So who basically is getting the medical supplies for Morales, and obviously in that commotion they're sacrificed by a character. So it's actually Beth. That's like in the Walking Dead Destinies, isn't it? Beth dies and killed by, oh, big reveal, who is Beth killed by? Maggie? What? What? What a twist. What a twist. How did we do that? So I guess Beth and Maggie decided to go out to look for supplies. Both got injured, and Maggie made that terrible decision that she valued her own life above her sister's, and so sacrificed her own sister to the horde of the dead. Listen, I didn't decide that. She sacrificed Beth to the horde of the dead. See you later, Beth. You have died. That is pretty fucking sad. Moving on. Anyway, Dale's death. So who's out there? Obviously, Randall's not on this list, but it doesn't really matter too much anyway. Who gets Dale's death? Oh, no. So HERSHEL's out there. Maybe he's still sad about his little Beth dying. He's out there in the contemplating what to do because he doesn't, obviously, want to kill Randall, I guess, in this scenario. And so he's attacked by a walker and he's killed. Anyway, who kills Randall and therefore is killed by another group member? Oh, and who's that? So who is the person who releases Randall? It's Morales. So Morales removes Randall, kills Randall, and then another group member kills Morales. Now, I feel like in this scenario, I really hope it lands on Miranda. So Morales killed Randall and then is killed by, so you have to make it make sense, Guillermo. Okay. So that okay. So obviously in this scenario, Guillermo came back, I guess actually in between season 2 and 3. They went back to the Vatos gang, obviously, Maybe even before they went to the CDC. Or maybe Guillermo was just helping to get them to the CDC first. Or, I don't know, yeah. Helping to get them to the CDC so they were in safety. And then he'd head back. But after they headed back, he headed back to the Vatos gang. He found that they were all wiped out. So he obviously decided to come with our group. And him and Morales, I guess, became friendly, maybe. But maybe Morales is being, like, more reckless. Because, obviously, he's lost both of his kids now. Both have died. Right, yeah. Both of his kids have died, so maybe he's been more reckless. And eventually, Guillermo just has enough of Morales after Morales kills Randall, because obviously he doesn't believe, he thinks that Randall's a threat or whatever it may be. And Guillermo decides, or G, decides to kill Morales. Damn. Anyway, we've got a herd attack, so I've got to roll a d6 for how many people die in the herd, and then I have to roll said people. Now, obviously, in actuality, it's only 2 people. It's Jimmy and Patricia. But in this scenario, in this universe, it's 4 people. Again, Jesus Christ. So 4 people are going to die to the herd. And now, what 4 people are they going to be? Let's see. I might actually say as well, I'm saying this now. Oh no, Miranda. Poor Miranda. She finds her husband dead, and then she also gets killed. That is sad. So Miranda dies. I'm also going to say, I'm going to give Sophia immunity too, just so Sophia kind of becomes this universe's new Carl. Like, Carl never probably should have died in season 8, so I don't give a shit. I'm giving Sophia immunity and Ed immunity. Carol is not getting immunity, okay? And then, so we got 1 death there. Miranda, of course, after she sees her husband has been killed by Guillermo, she obviously also gets devoured. Otis, whilst maybe he's driving the RV to get Ed and Sophia to safety, Otis also dies too. Okay, driving the RV. Poor Otis. The next death is... I actually forgot Merle was even here. But Merle doesn't make it either. Maybe he sacrifices himself or something for a group member. R.I.P. Merle. Maybe he just does it for Daryl. And then the last group member who dies in the herd attack, oh God, is Shane. Oh no. Oh, okay, well, I guess maybe he protects Rick and Carl. That could be interesting, yeah. He protects Rick and Carl, and he says, like, you know, my job's done, or something, after he's been bitten. And Rick's like, no, Shane, no, not my brother. And he's like, my job's done. I got you, and I got Laurie and Carl to safety. Yeah, Laurie died, whatever. But I got Carl to safety at least, man. And he's like, you're my brother. And he's like, oh, I love you, brother. I love you, brother. And then, yeah, he dies. Anyway, who gets separated from the group and then is saved by Michonne? Again, we've done this one before. Dr. Jenner. Okay. I swear we've done this one before. It's Dr. Jenner. Okay. So I'm going to add Michonne to the list, although I probably won't. I'll just so I don't forget. I'll add her now. We've done Dr. Jenner before, so we're going to have the Dr. Jenner x the Governor relationship again. A relationship where the Governor and Dr. Jenner... Now, it works, like I said in that last one when this happened, because Dr. Jenner... Obviously, the Governor wants to find, like, a cure for his daughter. That's why he implores Milton. So having, like, a CDC, like, virologist, right, a scientist come, probably, you know, does tickle the Governor's little pickle. Who are we kidding? The Governor does not have a little pickle. He has a huge fucking schlong. But... I digress. Who gets bit on the leg? Sorry. That was a weird tangent. Okay, sometimes these things slip out of me. Oh, no! Now, this is technically allowed because this obviously is not going to kill her. So, Sophia loses a leg like HERSHEL does. And obviously, poor Ed is going to be rushing to save his daughter's life. Ed is on the fucking, Ed is on the fucking redemption arc here, guys. This is crazy. So, yeah. He saves his daughter. And now we have to add Big Tiny. Oh, Big Tiny. Axel and Oscar. Oh, Oscar. Okay. Wait, before I do that, I probably should update my little tier, because we didn't actually add all these deaths. So, who died again? Miranda died, didn't she? Oh, obviously we had Morales' death as well. HERSHEL wandered out, and got the Dale death. Then Morales got stabbed. Then Miranda died as well. Otis died. Oh, Otis died in the RV, didn't he? And then we also had Merle sacrificing himself for Daryl, and Shane dying too, right? If I remember right. I did remember right. And then obviously Michonne and Dr. Jenna are a team now too. So I'll leave them there. We can get rid of the Season 2 standby. What are we doing here? Oh, we've added them, haven't we? Yeah. Yes. So we got Big Tiny's death. So this is like annoying, but I thought we'd add it anyway, just to fuck me over in like new ways. So who gets a Big Tiny's death? So this person gets scratched, and then Tomas decides to, well, it can't be Michonne, and the closest person it's to is Big Tiny. So I guess Big Tiny just gets the same death. There we are. Big Tiny, I'm sorry. You get the same death. Where are you? So yeah, Big Tiny gets scratched like he normally does, and Tomas beats his head in. And then who decides to kill Tomas after that? Who decides to kill Tomas? Oh, shit, okay. Axel stepping up to prove himself. He's like, listen, guys, you feel me? And he kills Tomas. What a fucking legend Axel would be for that. That would instantly elevate Axel to Chad's status. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. Anyway, Laurie's death. Laurie died ages ago, right? Yeah, she died ages ago. Yeah, she died. She got crushed, didn't she, in the CDC, and she decided to stay. Well, I say she decided to stay. She didn't have much choice in the matter. But who gets Laurie's death? Now, this person probably has to be... It could be giving birth to a baby, maybe. Maybe. Okay. Now, I don't think enough time's probably passed for Maggie to be pregnant. But we could say there has been a bigger time skip. Obviously, we skipped the winter between Season 2 and 3, right? But maybe in this scenario, we skip a little bit more time. So Maggie actually does have baby, okay? So that means we're going to add little Hershel Ree early, okay? Because why not? Why not? We can do that. So Maggie dies in childbirth. Who kills Maggie? Let's find out. Like, who puts Maggie down? Okay, one-legged Sophia. Put down by one-legged Sophia. Fucking hell, Sophia is actually pretty cool in this. Yeah, so one-legged Sophia puts down poor old Maggie after she gives birth to mini little Glenn. Alright, little Glenn. Wait, is Glenn still alive? Hang on. Wait, Glenn is still alive, right? Did he die? No, he didn't die. Wait, where is Glenn? Oh yeah, he went missing. Wait, it couldn't be Mini Glenn. He was locked on the roof. What am I doing? I'm so stupid. Well, it's not Hershel Jr. Well, it is still Hershel Jr., but it's not Glenn's kid. It's Guillermo, alright? It's Guillermo's kid, okay? It's Guillermo's kid. This is mini Guillermo, okay? This is Hershel, still called Hershel, but not Hershel Ree, Hershel G. Yeah, it's Hershel G, guys. So Hershel G, sorry. Yeah, but it's still Maggie's kid, so that doesn't matter. But it's not Glenn's, it's Guillermo, okay? Him and Maggie had a thing, okay, in Season 2. You just forgot about it. Silly me. Anyway, T-Dog's death. So who decides to sacrifice themselves to save someone else? Now, we can make it make sense. Unironically, why not? Carol does it to save Ed. I don't know. Or Carol does it to save someone else. Who else could she be saving? Carl, maybe? Sophia, maybe? But then Sophia's obviously currently got the little baby. Or maybe that happens later. I don't know. Or maybe she does it for... Yeah, she does it... Either way, Carol gets T-Dog's death. Maybe saving Ed. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that. Maybe Ed gets kind of injured as well. Even though he is our main character. And Carol saves her abusive husband because he has changed. Still doesn't mean he wasn't an arse. He wasn't like a piece of shit and a disgusting person in the past, because he was. But people can change, okay? And in this scenario, he does change. And Carol, gives her life for him, right? And maybe even Ed has like some weird like he feels like in a way because he abused her so much and like Stockholm syndrome and things like that he's like if he hadn't have beaten her up in the past, maybe she wouldn't have sacrificed herself in the end. Do you know what I mean? Like there's layers there, it's like something going on, and yeah, Ed feels immense guilt for his wife doing that, deciding to sacrifice herself. Crazy. Wow, I can't believe we're here. So who kills Andrew? So who shoots Andrew in the head? Oh my god, Axel! Axel's taking out all the prisoners. Axel stepping up again. What a player this guy is. I like him. I like Axel. He's my new favorite member of the group. Okay, watch him die next time. So add Judith if I haven't already. Nah, she dead. Who gets kidnapped? Make it make sense. So this is who gets kidnapped by, obviously, the governor. And we can do another person too, if it makes sense. Patricia. Okay. Just because they're together and it's like right on the line, Patricia and Dale. Why not? I'm gonna say Patricia and Dale get kidnapped because they're like an old person couple, okay? Patricia lost Otis a while ago, and so she's kind of got close to Dale. Maybe Patricia reminds Dale of Irma in some way. Anyway, so in the rescue mission to try and save both Dale and Patricia, somebody unfortunately gets shot and killed. Who is that? Nobody. Interesting. So nobody gets that death. Nobody. Now, this whole time, obviously, Jenna and the governor have been hooking up. Michonne's obviously now, joined the prison by this point as well. And then we got to add the handcuffed person. Oh, yeah, as well. This whole time, Glenn has been here. As well. And so, obviously, Glenn met up with Jenna. But Jenna wouldn't have known who Glenn was. So there's an extra, little layer there, right? And then, through conversation that he's had with the other group, because maybe, someone asked, oh, have you seen, some Asian guy, okay, he got handcuffed to the roof and he chopped his hand off. Maybe, Jenna learned, sort of puts the pieces together, and he's like, oh, but obviously Jenna doesn't disclose to Glenn that he knows who he's talking about. So there's, an extra little layer there, too. But eventually, Glenn helps to facilitate the escape of the captured people, let's say. And so he joins the group back because he kind of betrays the governor. And no one gets the Oscar death. So, done. Oh, shit. What have we done there? Done. So, rightio. So we add Glenn back there. And Milton, I guess, kind of joins the group in a way. Well, I guess he's still at Woodbury. So we've got Axel's death. So who does the governor decide to... Ooh, wrong one. Decide to shoot in the head after invading the prison? Well, actually, it's in character, right? Michonne at this point would have killed Penny. So he's just... no balls to the wall. He just shoots Michonne in the head. And Glenn's already left, right? Maybe Glenn and Michonne were an item. Maybe, who knows? But he shot Michonne in the head to surprise attack. And now eventually, we've got the Merle death. So eventually this character decides to infiltrate the governor's little plan. Maybe in this scenario, the governor wants Glenn instead of wanting Michonne. Oh, wow, okay. So Patricia decides to head over to try and execute the governor. And in doing so... trying to spare poor little Glenn, right? And in doing so, she... Yeah, actually, this makes sense because Dale's obviously close to Glenn. I've said that Patricia and Dale are a couple, right? Dale's, pretty against violence. Maybe in the past winter, though, Patricia is more, is more, what's the word? More used to violence, right? And so in order to protect Glenn, because obviously they want to keep Glenn, maybe at first Patricia kidnaps Glenn and then has a change of heart, right? Knowing that obviously Glenn's death would really crush Dale, but also knowing that her and Dale have grown further and further apart because of her getting more violent. So Patricia decides to attack the the governor and his men, and then in the meantime she gets executed by the governor, and then Dale obviously goes after her, and then Dale finds zombified Patricia, and he's forced to put her down just like Daryl does. Oh, wow. Anyway, does Shumpert reform? Odd number, no. Even number, yes. But I'm doing best of 3 because I love Shumpert. Odd number. That's an even number. What do I say? Even number, yes. Odd number, no. Even number, yes. So yes, he reforms. No, he doesn't. And it all comes down to this one. Yes, he does. Woo! So yes, he does reform. So Shumpert decides, because I love Shumpert, okay? Don't ask me why. Shumpert decides to reform, and he joins the prison. He sees Patricia's sacrifice, and he's inspired by it. So Shumpert has now joined us. Welcome, Shumpert. You are welcome. So now, I have to roll a d6 to determine who gets how many finale deaths there will be. So obviously in the finale there's 2 because it's Andrea and Milton. So we'll basically, if it rolls on 1, someone gets the Andrea death. If it rolls on 1, someone gets the Milton death, and that's it. If it rolls on 2, we have the Milton and the Andrea death. And if it rolls on 3, 4, 5, 6, there's just some deaths like when the governor attacks the prison, basically. So that's how it's going to work. So first, wait. First up, how many deaths are there going to be? 1. No, that's fucking horrible. So there is only 1 death, and it is Dale, meaning that the governor, who is our Andrea in this scenario, is who again? Hang on, who was our Andrea again? I've actually already forgot. Let me just remind myself. Oh, Dr. Jenner. Okay. So in this scenario, I guess Dale, after killing Patricia, maybe, like after killing zombified Patricia, went on to try and like warn Dr. Jenner what was happening, right? Maybe. But Dr. Jenner had like a cushy life with the governor. He's kind of in between. But at this point, Dr. Jenner would have visited the prison and, found out Michonne was killed and is pretty shocked by it. But is also like, well, Michonne did abandon me at Woodbury, so maybe she did kill the governor's daughter. So I don't know, maybe she did deserve it. Who knows? And it's kind of gaslighting himself maybe into thinking that the governor's not so bad. And maybe in this scenario, Dale's like, I'm gonna rescue him. Okay, we're gonna rescue him. We don't leave anyone behind. That's not what Patricia would have wanted, but he is stabbed in front of Jenna. But luckily, Jenna is able to free himself with the pliers and kill Zombie Dale before Zombie Dale bites Jenna. So that's what happens in that scenario. That is pretty sad. So now we get to add Tyrese and Sasha, and Karen. So obviously the governor's attack fails the same way that it does in the show. And obviously we bring all the Woodbury people in, as well as Tyrese, Sasha, and Karen and all that. Obviously Shumpert's now in our group too, which is cool. So we've got like a fairly big group. This is actually going quite well. So let's just sort of recap where we are. Yes. So at the end of season 3, we obviously have Ed as our protagonist. We have got Carl there. Rick was found in the barn, wasn't he? Rick was found in the barn. Zombie Rick was shot in the head by who did I say did it? Carol, I guess. Or Ed, I guess. Yeah, Ed did it. So we got Ed, we got Carl. Ed's still kicking, and obviously one-legged Sophia and Carl. You got Daryl, who's still kicking around somehow. Andrea. You got T-Dog. T-Dog's still around. Guillermo. Little Herschel G. Jimmy. Jimmy's about? Yeah, Jimmy. Is he the only farmer? Like farm person we got left? I think he is. Isn't that kind of funny? We got Oscar and Axel. Axel, who took out most of the prisoners. He's still about. We got Dr. Jenner still about too. He's managed to join the prison, obviously along with his fellow Woodburyans. And also Milton joined too. Yeah, I guess in this scenario, Milton just escaped and went to the prison, or maybe he just was loyal to the governor and then eventually reformed at the end. Glenn, obviously, is also here too. He was our handcuffed, one-armed Glenn. We got one-legged Sophia and one-armed Glenn. All right. Although Glenn and Dr. Jenner are a little bit at odds because obviously they had a Bivas back. But there's no Michonne, which is kind of good. So, you know, you don't have any of the fact that in this scenario, Glenn would have went after Michonne to try and kill her, like, in the woods. But you don't have that scenario, which probably makes things a bit easier. So, anyway, we've added them. And now we got to add Karen, Bob, Mika, and Clara. I think I added Karen, though, didn't I not? Yeah, I did. So, Bob, Mika, Clara. Now, the Clara one is kind of a meme. Because, obviously, in the show, Clara takes a swing at Rick. And then she kills herself. So, in this scenario, who does Clara stab? Now, if it lands on herself, it means she just stabs herself as normal. If it lands on Ed or Patricia, Ed or Sophia, because they have immunity, it means that she stabs them but doesn't kill them, right? But if it lands on anyone else, it means that she kills that person, but is also somehow allowed into the prison. No. Clara stabs and kills Carl Grimes. Oh no. Maybe Carl thought she was a zombie and like went to stab her. So Clara stabbed Carl in self-defense and Carl died and the group's like, what the fuck? What the fuck are we going to do now? But like maybe this is where some of the conflict happens. Ed's like, listen, I know he stabbed Carl. She stabbed Carl, but like she didn't mean to. It was self-defense, etc. And so Ed's kind of like trying to keep the group together. I guess he's instead of Rick stepping down from being leader, I guess in this scenario Ed stepped up to being leader because there was no leader. They were all like scattered as a group. So he stepped up. But then someone gets very sick with the flu and he's killed by a group member. What group? What person has got sick with the flu? Okay, no, this works. Okay, so A, she's sick with the flu, but also, so Clara, obviously. So Clara, after she's killed Carl, like she's stabbed Carl in self-defense, someone has killed Clara, but maybe this, at first, people think, well, they've killed Clara because it was avenging poor Carl Grimes, right? But then there's also this extra layer of, well, she was sick with the flu as well, so... Yeah, I don't know. I kind of like that. It was, instead of it being, well, it doesn't actually have to be about the flu like it was with Karen. Maybe in this scenario it was about like avenging Carl. So someone kills Clara. I kind of like that. Now in this scenario, we got the Martinez stuff. We got to determine who killed Clara. Who was the person who killed Clara? Okay, it can't be the baby. At this point, Herschel... Wait, I should change it. It's Herschel G. Oh, shit. No, I like this. So, T-Dog is exiled for, G. T-Dog is exiled for murdering... for killing Clara. Like, Herschel avenged Carl Grimes, and he was killed for it. So, poor T-Dog. He's been exiled. Anyway, what are we rolling for now? Oh, no, we got to do the Martinez roll. Ignore this. This character kills a walker. There we are. Mika kills a walker. Anyway, we've got to roll for the Martinez. Okay. Killed by T-Dog. So the Martinez roll. So it's like this little scenario. Let's just roll a dice and see. So a 2. So a 2 means he joins the governor. If so, you've got to roll to see who kills him. Okay, so in this scenario, Martinez joins the governor. The governor doesn't kill him. And he actually joins the governor's army when he attacks the prison for a second time. And then this person then kills Martinez. Milton. No, I like that. Milton kills Martinez. That is kind of baller. And we got Herschel's death. So obviously this happens after Herschel's death, of course. But who is executed by the governor? Oh my god! Nobody. So the big dramatic death, there just isn't one. So I guess in this scenario, who is it? Who could it be? There isn't really, because Herschel's dead. Who was the governor going to execute, we'll say? But obviously he ends up nobody actually dies in the end. Oh, okay. Fuck. Jesus. All right. So he had captured Andrea, who I don't actually know what she's really done so far in this rewrite. But she captures Andrea. He captures Andrea, and he's going to execute her. However, she like ducks or something, and she avoids the strike of the sword. And then obviously they have the big shootout, etc., etc., etc. So now I have to add Tara and Lily. That is kind of crazy. Done. And Martinez is already dead. So let me just did I put Martinez? Yeah, he was killed, obviously. So Megan just dies. I'm so sorry. Yeah, Megan just dies the same way. I don't think there's anything interesting I can do with her anyway. So yeah, she's dead, and no one seems to object to that. So who kills the governor? Which character is the one to put a sword through the governor and kill him? Shumpert, yes, fuck yeah. So Shumpert in this scenario, Shumpert kills the governor. That is fucking awesome. He, you know, the error of his ways. But also, we have Lily's death now. Lily's death now is on screen, but basically Lily got surrounded by walkers. So the. What the fuck? Bro, no. So Shumpert, after killing the governor, this actually works because obviously Lily and that works so well. So maybe Ed like does the damage to the governor, like to put him on the floor, and then Shumpert comes along to put the governor down. Obviously feeling like he obviously he did reform, but he, you know, because he's never really like got over the guilt of doing all those terrible things under the governor's command. And maybe in this scenario, Shumpert is a member of the Vatos. Obviously, Travis Love, the actor for Shumpert, did play a Vatos extra. And maybe he helped the governor take out the Vatos. And Guillermo obviously learns this out. So him and Shumpert have like a bit of a disagreement, right? They kind of hate each other a little bit. But, you know, Shumpert does reform in the end and join the prison. But he never got over that guilt of killing, obviously, everyone of the Vatos. And then, obviously, the governor slaughtering all of his militia. But Shumpert at that point reformed and had left. And he felt like he should have taken the governor out. So there was like a little bit of guilt with him. So he takes the governor and then he allows the walkers to like surround him and eat him. Do you know what? I think that's good. I like that. I think that's pretty good. But who gets kidnapped by the Grady Memorial Hospital? Now, I used to say this means that this person gets the BETH death, but I don't think in this scenario they necessarily have to get the BETH death. It just means they've been kidnapped. So in this scenario, it's Daryl. Daryl is the one who is kidnapped by the Grady Memorial Hospital. And, yeah, he's been kidnapped by the Grady Memorial Hospital, which is kind of funny. Anyway, we're going to add Abraham, Rosita, and Eugene. Abraham, Rosita, Eugene. We do have Bob on this here, don't we? We do have Bob, yeah. So we'll shuffle a little bit. So, yes, added. So we've got the Mika death. So Lizzie, and then someone said about adding Lizzie to the wheel, and like, but I feel like Lizzie, because she's an antagonist, and I have this strict rule for antagonists that their deaths stay the same. Yes, she isn't like a villain per se, because she is just mentally ill. But I feel like there's not really much I can do with Lizzie. So who gets the Mika death? No, not Herschel G. Please, not Herschel G. No, no. Why? So in this scenario, Lizzie kills little Herschel G, Maggie and Guillermo's baby. And then who is the person who takes out Lizzie? Makes her look at the flowers. Fair enough. It's Tara. Tara is like, yo, this kill crazy. And after like getting over the death of her own like niece, right? She's now got to take out. Her niece already died. Now she's got to take out a child, and like a baby's been murdered too. That's pretty fucked, to be honest. Like that's, yikes. That is Herschel G. Who kills Lizzie? Tara. Oh, Tara. Who kills Joe? So who is the person who rips out Joe's jugular after Joe maybe tries to assault somebody that they're with? So I guess maybe it's Sasha. Okay, so yeah, Joey's trying to assault Sasha or something, and Tyrese, maybe Karen as well, because Karen would be around as well. Yeah, both Karen and Sasha, that could work, because Tyrese is with both the women in his life, his sister and his girlfriend, and so Tyrese is the one to rip out Joe's throat. I kind of like that. Okay. Anyway, we got the finale. Now, obviously, nobody really dies in the finale of season 4, so I've had to add something. This kind of maps on to the start of season 5 anyway. So this is like season 4 / season 5. So basically, Terminus get really hungry and they decide to eat 1 or 6 of our characters or something in between. And how many characters is that? Which character? Oh, only 1. So one of these people will sadly be getting slaughtered and eaten by the termites. Who will it be? Bro. That is a sad death for Daryl. Wait, no, it can't be Daryl. It can't be Daryl. Oh my god, wait, no, it can't be Daryl because he was kidnapped by the hospital. Daryl has been spared, everyone. It's Milton. No. No. Milton has been slaughtered and eaten by the termites. Wow. Anyway, who saves everyone from Terminus? Well, I guess it technically would be... I guess it could be Tara. Really? I don't know. We'll see. If it makes sense, then we'll go with that person. Lily. Yeah, it could be Lily and Tara. So yeah, Lily and Tara are the ones who decide to save the people from the prison. So it's, yeah, we'll say Lily and Tara save them. Anyway, add Gabriel. So we have like 23 characters now. This is kind of crazy. I feel like this is more characters than the actual show, which is kind of funny because I was hoping we'd cut the cast down with these D6 rolls, but whatever. Anyway, we've got the Bob Death. So who gets bitten whilst on a supply run? And sadly, we've got to add Milton, don't we? Sadly dies. Oh, we got Joe as well. We've got to add Joe. Where's the standby? Oh, we got the governor as well. Fuck, hang on. So Governor was killed by Schumpert, and then Schumpert sadly got surrounded by the walkers. Megan died the same way, right? And then Herschel G was killed by Lizzie. Hang on. Let me just work all these out. Daryl gets kidnapped, yeah. Nobody got the Herschel death. Milton then died, and then Gabriel got added. And then Milton got killed, right? So Milton's at the end. Right? Yeah. And then this is the Bob Death. So who is the Bob Death? Sasha. So Sasha, unfortunately, gets bitten on the little supply run. And sadly dies. Quite a slow death. And that's going to be pretty traumatic for poor Tyrese. So then who is the one who takes out Gareth? Makes him the promise. Now, it would be better if it was Ed. But in a way, it would be nice if it was Tyrese as well. Guillermo is actually stepping up as a character, isn't it? It was G. G. Yeah. I can't spell bloody Guillermo, man. I can't spell Guillermo. There we are. Yeah. All right. So that's kind of crazy. So yeah, Gareth is killed by Guillermo. G. I keep saying the name wrong and people get mad at me, and I'm so sorry. Obviously, you've got to add Joe there. These guys have all joined our group now, so we can get rid of these standbys little thing. Gabriel's joined our group too, and Gareth has been killed by Guillermo. So we delete this row, just to make things easier here. And then we'll have to add Noah to our list. Noah. We'll assess when we have that shot of all the characters, walking in the surviving hard. So who gets the BETH death? So basically this person stabs Dawn, kind of mad with her tyrannical rule. Oh shit. Gabriel? So Gabriel's like, I get it. I get what you're doing here. And yeah, he's like, you need to repent for your sins, you police officer, and stabs her. And then, Dawn shoots Gabriel in the head. It makes no sense, but Gabriel just shows up and stabs her, I guess. And then who then kills Dawn? Abraham. Awesome, okay. Bit random, but we'll make it work. So where have we got it? Gabriel gets that death, and then obviously we have the Dawn death. Awesome. Now, next up, we've got Tyrese's death. So they're obviously helping Noah get back to his community. And then somebody gets bitten by Noah's little brother. They try to chop said person's arm off, but it's all for nothing, and this person slowly dies. And it's Oscar. Wow. Oscar survived a while, as well as Axel as well. So Oscar gets the Tyrese death. Very sad indeed. And now we have to add all of Alexandria because Aaron finds everyone. But before that, let's just assess, okay? So we've got the group. We've got Ed. We've got one-legged Sophia walking along. We've got Daryl, who's been saved now from the hospital. We rescued Daryl. Andrea's still kicking around as well. So this our Atlanta group, and as well as obviously Glenn. So we've still got our Atlanta group. Atlanta what? 5? No, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5. We've got Guillermo as well, season 1 character, and Dr. Jenna as well. He's still kicking. Jimmy, who's still kicking, only character from the farm. Axel's our last prisoner. We've got Tyrese and Karen and Bob, who's probably very sad also about Sasha. I forgot about him. Mika. Mika's still around. Shit. Mika, I guess Mika and Sophia are probably best friends. Maybe Sophia's like teaching Mika to be a better survivor. We've got Lizzie and Tara, who obviously are both like really upset about the death of Megan, I guess. You got Abraham and Rosita and Eugene. All 3 of them are good, and also Noah now joining. So that's like the shot when all the characters are walking down like the road. You know, that's who you got to think of. Wait, what happened to T-Dog again? Hang on. Wait. I feel like I've missed this. I feel like I've missed something. When did T-Dog get kidnapped? What was that for? My mind has gone blank, guys. Oh, he was exiled, wasn't he? Oh. Shit, yeah. So he would have been the one to save everyone from Terminus. And I said it was Tara. Listen. T-Dog was also kidnapped from the hospital too, okay? And and then eventually he joined the group, okay? And maybe he also helped. He also helped to save people from... I think I got mixed up with what Tara was doing and whatever. Who cares? T-Dog's there too, so fuck me, this group is huge. We really need to slim the fat. But now we're adding more characters because we've got all the Alexandria characters. So obviously Aaron finds our group and decides to invites all of our group and decides to, 22 of them, and decides to invite them all in as well. To live alongside all of the people in this community. So we got to add Aiden, Barbara as well. I could add Barbara. I forgot to include Barbara on my little list. So we got Spencer, Eric there, Nicholas. Oh, this is annoying, isn't it? Olivia, Tobin, Enid, Jesse, Sam Anderson, Ron, and Olivia. There we are. Sorry. Right, we fixed that up. That's like the worst it's going to get. Don't worry. In terms of like... So now we've got to add all these goddamn fucking people to our list, which is a bit tedious, but once it's over, we'll be okay. I had to add Barbara as well. She's been manually added because we have to have Barbara out here. And Enid and Tobin. Okay. So here's our currently alive. We can delete the standby here. Delete row. Rightio. So so Aiden's death. So who decides to shoot like a grenade where a walker is and then, kind of get like exploded and injured. Instead of Aiden, it's his brother Spencer. That kind of works. So yeah, Spencer goes on the mission instead. The scavenging mission, and shoots the grenade and gets injured. Spencer. Oh, shit. Spencer. And then who gets the Noah death? So who's trapped in the revolving doors and, is whoever, I guess it could be Glenn. One-handed Glenn has to watch them die. Or actually, it shouldn't be Glenn. If it's going to be Karen, I feel like this has to be for Tyrese. Tyrese watches Karen get ripped apart in front of him. Oh my god. And then but then Tyrese forgives Nicholas. Oh my, that's even better. That's even better than the Glenn, than the current storyline. That's a more like powerful act of forgiveness there. So I like that. Okay, we'll stick with that. And then finally, because like the only event that really happens is obviously Pete Anderson accidentally killing Reg in the finale. So we're going to roll a d6 for how many people Pete Anderson decides to kill. Maybe not all entirely accidental on his way. 4. So Pete Anderson is going to kill 4 people on his way to the meeting of whether or not to exile Ed. And I like this as well because Ed obviously would have beaten up Pete like Rick does in the show, but there's like a better parallel here because obviously Ed knows that Pete's abusing his wife and then tries to come at him with reason, being like, hey man, listen, I've been there, I used to hit my wife, I was a piece of shit once too, you're a piece of shit, you need to acknowledge you're a piece of shit. And he's like, but you gotta get away from your wife and your kids. And Ed's like, listen, like, I know, like, I'm an evil bastard, you're an evil bastard, but we can change. So he kind of gives him the benefit of the doubt and tries to allow him to change at first. But then, obviously, Pete fights Ed. They have a fight in the street. And, then Pete decides to kill 4 people on his way to the thing of whether they're going to exile poor Ed or not. So on his way, Pete Anderson kills Rosita. He kills Rosita. Then he kills, after slaughtering Rosita with his with a sword. Oh my god, he kills Mika. Oh my god. He's just slaughtering our group. He's like, we need to get them all out of here. Yeah, maybe that's his argument. He's like, we need to get all of them out of our community. There's too many of them. Oh my god, this is fucking hell. This is Pete Anderson, man. He's wiping out the cast. Yeah, I guess Eugene comes to Rosita's defense. He's like, no, Rosita. And he comes like running to help her. And then Pete stabs and kills Eugene as well. And then the final person that Pete kills on his way to the meeting is Reg. Yeah, okay. So he kills those 3 people on the meeting. And then he also accidentally kills Reg. And so then Deanna tells said person to do it. Do it. And who is the person who does it to Pete? Oh my god, it's Jesse. So maybe, oh no, I like this. So Ed probably tells, Deanna tells Ed to kill Pete, right? But before Pete can, Jesse comes in and shoots her husband in the head. I fucking love that, right? So now we have this like weird like relationship between Ed and Jesse. Oh no, I'm this is cinema. So we have Morgan and Eastman, and maybe even Duane. So we don't have Duane, but add Morgan of Duane. So we'll have to add Morgan to our little list, and that means we'll add Morgan. Morgan shows up and he's like, Rick, and they're like, yeah, no, he's dead. Yeah, Rick died ages ago. He's in the barn, but I guess Morgan came looking for Rick, and then find out that Rick is dead along with all of his family. So. Yeah, like, sorry about that. Sorry about that, Morgan, mate. But you're welcome to join us anyway. So, yeah, Morgan joins despite that. And then we have to decide if Eastman's coming with us too. So, Eastman, so we have to flip a coin. Heads, Eastman is dead. Tails, he's alive. Heads, he's dead. Tails, he's alive. Tails, he's alive, right? Oh, he's alive. Eastman, alive. So, Eastman is alive. That means we also get to add Eastman to our wheel. And like we didn't have enough characters already, we got more. Right, but obviously we need to add all of these deaths. So we obviously had the Spencer, that we had Karen dying in the revolving doors. And then we had Pete Anderson killing Rosita. Where are you, Rosita? And then he also killed Mika. And then he also killed Eugene. Poor Abraham must be like fucking distraught right now. And then he also then killed Reg like he normally does, before he was then executed himself by his own wife. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Right. Wait, that was not season 6. That's season 5. We're still on season 5. What am I doing? Season 5 just had a lot of deaths. Okay, we went from very little deaths to lots of deaths in season 5. There was more deaths in season 5 than any other season. Anyway, season 6. Oh yeah, Eastman alive. Where do I add Eastman to our thing? Did I add him here? Yeah, I did. Eastman. So Eastman actually never got bitten in the flashback. He came with good old the group. Okay, so yeah, he's joined us. Good old Eastman. Anyway, now we have to add Scott, Denise, and Heath. Now, these obviously Scott and Heath were on like a mission, like a scavenging mission. And then Denise was kind of just there the whole time, but she wasn't like ever. She didn't actually appear until the next season, so I decided to just leave her off for now. So, this is our group. Kind of crazy. Wait, Jimmy's still around? What the fuck's Jimmy been doing? I don't even know. Anyway, this is we've got a fucking huge cast. So we got the Nicholas death. So who gets panicked and scared and ends up shooting themselves in the head after tremendously fucking up? It's Denise. Okay? So I guess Denise goes on a scavenging mission as well. I guess in this scenario we've got Dr. Jenner, so maybe she feels like Dr. Jenner, although he's a virologist and not really a doctor. Not really a medical doctor, but maybe Denise doesn't step up to being the town doctor and instead Dr. Jenner does. So yeah, maybe in this scenario, Denise goes on a scavenging mission and she panics, gets trapped, and she ends up shooting herself in the head. And then who gets the Deanna death? So who gets like bitten on the side when the wall comes down? Oh, it's Nicholas. So Nicholas gets the Deanna death after Tyrese spared him. So that can be kind of sad for Tyrese because he like spared this guy, right? And he knew he has changed, kind of thing. So yeah, that could work. And then we got the Sam, Jesse, Dude death. Now I think with this one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try and make it make sense if possible, but it hasn't landed on anyone with a family anyway, so it doesn't matter. So it's Daryl. Daryl, I guess, panics and starts crying. He's in the middle of the herd and he's panicking. He's like, guys, I'm scared. He's like, I'm scared. Why Daryl is scared, I don't know. Something happens. But Daryl panics, basically, and gets devoured, along with Eastman. I swear this happened last time, but Eastman, lasted 2 minutes. Eastman then, obviously, screams and tries to get Daryl. And then this person blames another person and attempts to shoot them, I guess. Oh my god, it's Heath. So Heath gets the Ron death. So I guess what we'll do is... Who stabs Heath? For a start. Who's the person who stabs Heath? Okay, it's Ed. I like that. So Ed is the one to stab Heath. And then who gets shot in the eye? Enid. Okay. So Enid loses an eye as well. So Enid's shot in the eye. How do I make this make sense? So I guess basically what happens is they're going through the herd. Maybe Daryl panics because maybe Daryl's became an Alexandria sympathizer, right? And he thinks that the group is too far gone type deal because of some of the shit they've done in the past. Maybe that's what's happening here. And so he's sort of is on the side of the Alexandrians and the ones who they have their concerns about Ed still. Obviously they had that meeting and Pete killed a lot of people, but with all this this mission to divert the herd away, maybe Daryl kind of feels somewhat sympathetic towards them. And as he's watching all these random extras, these Alexandrian extras get eaten, he starts to panic and he's panicking because he's oh my god, we fucked this community so hard, guys. What the fuck have we done? Wait, did I add T-Dog back? Wait, I don't think I added T-Dog back, did I? Oh, no, he has been there the whole time. Daryl he begins to panic because he sees all these Alexandrians because he's on their side. And then because of that, Eastman tries to quell things, right? So Daryl panics, he gets eaten. Eastman tries to save the Alexandrians and the Ed's group from coming to blows, and then he also gets bitten and eaten, and maybe Morgan's no, not Eastman, no. And then on top of that, who was it again? Heath, right? Who's maybe kind of leading this little Alexandrian resistant group now. Which he did kind of have that little bit of resistance early on. He rises his gun up to Ed, not to Ed, maybe to Maybe to Sophia, actually. Maybe to Sophia. He raises to Sophia, like, you guys, you're all like this. And then Ed comes behind Heath, stabs Heath, and then Heath fires the gun and shoots Enid in the eye. And maybe this whole time Enid and Sophia have had like a little thing, because obviously in the show it's Carl and Sophia. Yeah, Enid and Sophia have had this little thing, so Sophia's like, no, my girlfriend, and then, yeah, she's like helping to carry Enid, maybe with Ed's helping to carry Enid to safety. Maybe before this, Ed was a big homophobe, so there's like even a bigger character arc here, that he's embracing his girlfriend being a lesbian, okay? So, yeah. Anyway, then who kills Owen? So who's the person who puts an end to Owen the Alpha Wolf? I guess Morgan also kept him, like, you know, in the brown house. It's Aiden. Bit random, but there you have it. Aiden, who's still kicking, decides to kill Owen the Alpha Wolf. Now we have to add Jesus, Gregory, and Dr. Carson. So Jesus, Gregory, and Dr. Carson. Okay. So we'll add them to our little list here. Okay. So how many have we got now? We've got 32 people. Bloody hell. So we've got Denise's death done. So Dr. Denise's death, who is shot in the head by Dwight. I also probably should figure out who met Dwight. No! No, not Guillermo, no! Oh, do you know what? He was around for a while. He was a pretty fucking solid character. I feel like he's worthy of that death as well, because it is like it's a big death in the comics, right? Because obviously it's Abraham. I feel like, yeah, in a way. I mean, this guy killed Gareth. What else did he do? Yeah, he killed Gareth. He fuck, I'm trying to remember what he did. Yeah, he killed Morales as well. I mean, he's been around for a while, so that is pretty fucking shocking. That is pretty shocking. And then which two characters go to the kingdom? Maybe it was Guillermo who met Dwight as well. So that could be like how it works. So Jesse, So to make it make sense, I feel like it's got to be Jesse and Ron. So I'm gonna say Jesse and Ron went to the kingdom. Okay. Jesse, Ron. Okay. Sam obviously had to stay behind, but he's young. So, yeah, Jesse and Ron decided to go to the kingdom. I guess Jesse was with Ed, but maybe, like, some, like, tension and stuff's happening with Ron and stuff. So, Jesse's decided to take, maybe, like, Ron ran off, and then Jesse went looking and told, like, Ed, like, listen, I'm going to look for my son, okay? I need to look for him. You get back to the community, okay? So Jesse and Ed are a thing. They are together. But Jesse tells Ed to, like, get back to the community and she'll continue to look for her son. Like, she's a capable survivor now. Thanks to him. Thanks to everything he's done. She's capable enough to look for her own son. So she goes off and eventually finds him because he's shot by a savior. Not killed by a savior. Shot by a savior. And then Jesse kills said savior and then eventually goes to the kingdom. So anyway, we got the D6. How many people does Negan kill in the lineup? 4. It's been 4 every time, I swear. 4 people. So instead of 2, he kills 4. Comics, it's 1. TV show, it's 2. And in my rewrite, it's 4. So Negan kills 4 people at the lineup. Oh, shit. So what 4 people does Negan kill? Number 1, the first person Negan kills is Aiden. No one really cares about Aiden. So they're like, yeah, that's fine, Negan. We're happy enough for you to kill him. We're happy enough. Yeah, that's fine. We forgive us, yeah? And then Negan's like, nope, I'm not done because I don't feel the remorse. And so Negan kills a second person. And he kills Tobin. And they're like, all right, good one, Negan. Oh, you really got us. We really cared about Tobin. We really cared about that guy. So we'll be good now. And Negan's like, nope, I'm not done. I still feel like that wasn't impactful enough. So Negan's like, okay, I'm going to kill another character. No! And Negan kills Morgan Jones instead. And then before this, Morgan preaches. He's like, listen, peace, all life is precious. Remember that? And then as he's getting his head caved in. And then after that, they're like, Negan's like, one more. I got to kill one more. And he decides to kill Spineless Gregory. He brings out Spineless Gregory. because obviously Gregory helped to orchestrate the satellite attack, and everyone's like, okay, that's fair enough. Maybe he does Gregory first, actually, and then he goes Aiden, Tobin, and then the big one, which is Morgan. So that's pretty crazy. All those people killed by Negan Smith. Now, I know this technically kind of goes into Season 7 territory, but we'll just kind of consider it part of Season 6, because it's like, I guess technically the Season 7 part is like a flashback to what happened after, the end of Season 6, so, blah. Wait, I swear, Abraham killed Dawn, yeah, so Abraham's still about, isn't he? So, Dave's gone, Denise's death. Yeah. So, end of season, yeah, so, sorry, Aiden, so we go Aiden, and then it was Tobin, well, I guess we're saying it was Gregory first, right? Then it was Aiden, then it was Tobin, and then finally it was poor old Morgan Jones, killed already. So, yeah, after that thing, we obviously have, what do we have next? So we have who gets kidnapped and tortured. Yeah, so which character is like the Daryl of the group, and he's kidnapped and tortured by Negan. Tormented. Bro, Tyrese has been through it. So poor Tyrese is, kidnapped and tortured by Negan, made to eat dog food sandwiches and all that, and listen to Easy Street. And then who heads to the Hilltop and I guess becomes the leader of Hilltop? Huh. I'm gonna say it can't be Ed just because obviously he is our Rick now, so he has to stay. He has to stay. Ah, okay. Well, that works. I guess Aaron decides to leave Alexandria. He's like, Ed's got it on lock. I'm gonna help Hilltop. They've lost their leader, and also I know I've still got Eric, but listen, that Jesus guy, he's an upgrade. He's an upgrade. All right. He says, I'm going for the hunk and not the twink. That's what Aaron will say. But so Aaron becomes the leader of Hilltop eventually. I guess burying Morgan and Tobin and Aiden. Yeah, yikes. That's pretty yikesy. And then also we've discovered that. So obviously the characters who head back, we've obviously got Ed heading back with Sophia, one-legged Sophia, one-eyed Enid as well. We've got Glenn, who's still kicking. He's got one hand. Andrea, who's done nothing. T-Dog, who's barely done anything. Dr. Jenna, who's still kicking. Jimmy, as well. Axel, who's doing lots in the time. We've got Tyrese, he's at the sanctuary getting tortured. Bob Stuckey, wait, what? I didn't even realise he was here. Lily and Tara are both there as well. You got Abraham kicking. Noah, Deanna, Eric, Nicholas. Huh. Wait, what? Wait, hang on. No. Nicholas died, right? He got the Deanna death. Yeah. Get out of here, Nicholas. You got the Deanna death. That was in season 6, wasn't it? That was over here. Get out of here. Yeah. What did Denise get? What Denise? That was, yeah, she got the Nicholas death. Oh, yeah, Nicholas got the yeah. Get out of here. So there's no Nicholas. Sorry. Where were we? So we got currently alive. Where are currently alive? Yeah, we got Deanna still kicking. Eric, Barbara, Jesse and Ron, who obviously those two have gone to Kingdom. I guess Sam's being kept safe at Alexandria. Olivia's still there too. You got Scott there too. Jesus obviously at the Hilltop with Dr. Carson, who I guess at this point would have been kidnapped, right? Yeah. Oh, he gets kidnapped in season 7, but yeah. There is no baby to look at, I guess. Maybe Jesse though. Maybe Jesse can be pregnant later on. Who knows? Maybe because we got to find someone to give birth to RJ. Obviously, it won't be RJ. It'll be something else. But you know what I mean. It'll be EJ. Anyway, Spencer's death. So who decides to be a slippery little snake and decide to convince Negan? Oh no! Barbara tries to convince Negan that that he should depose Ed as leader, and so Negan kills Barbara for being a snake and for having no guts, and then orders a rat to kill somebody. And who is the person that a rat decides to shoot and kill? No! Why? It's Glenn. Oh my god. So Glenn did eventually get killed by Negan by proxy. Glenn is shot and killed by a rat in the face. A one-armed Glenn. Poor dude. So the tortured group member kills Fat Joey. Tails, Fat Joey joins and helps them. Wait, there is no Fat Joey, is there? I don't think Fat Joey's on this list. He's not. Wait. Oh, no, he is. He is. He's there. Awesome. Okay. All right. What was I on about? What we got? So yeah, Glenn was shot and killed. That is crazy. Yeah. Anyway, so we got So the torture person is obviously Tyrese. So Heads he kills Fat Joey. Oh yes, I like that. So Tyrese murders Fat Joey. All right, with his with a crowbar or whatever it was that Daryl killed him in the actual show. Beats in his head, and obviously Tyrese escapes, I guess, to the hilltop. And who is it? Who's runs to Aaron? Yeah, maybe Tyrese is kind of to blame for like getting Tobin and Aiden killed. Like Aaron really cares that much, but whatever. It doesn't really have the same effect, does it? Who gets kidnapped? Oh yeah, so after obviously Glenn gets shot. Who is the person who was making the bullets and therefore getting taken? Oh no, it's Sophia. Okay, so Sophia gets taken to the sanctuary to one-legged Sophia. So this is an exclusive Kingdom role. Make a separate wheel and add the two characters that went there, and then add Ezekiel, Jerry, Nabila, Richard, and Benjamin. Okay, so we got to do that. We'll say yes, we've done that. Yes. Cool. And then we got to roll for Benjamin's death. So we got to add Zeke, Jerry, Shiva, Nabila, Diane, Richard, and Benjamin. Okay, so who gets the Benjamin death? Oh, makes no sense. So, Jared shoots the tiger and the tiger slowly bleeds out. And then, so Richard gets Shiva killed. And then who kills Richard? So then who kills, like, Richard? Actually, I guess this person tried to... oh my god, wait. So Jerry tried to cause a rebellion in the kingdom and got Shiva killed. And then who is the person who kills Jerry because they got Shiva killed? Oh, Diane. Okay, so Diane kills Jerry. Oh shit. Okay, this is crazy. So, wow. So Jerry, where are you, Jezza? Jezza gets poor old Shiva killed, and then Diane kills Jerry. I don't know what Ron and Jesse were doing this whole time. Not much, but anyway, we'll add those guys back to our main wheel. We've done that. There we are. That was pretty funny. Bit of a weird tangent, but there you have it. So yeah, so Diane kills Jenny. Anyway, add the kingdoms to the main wheel. Done that, and then we'll also add done. Then we'll also add the Oceansiders to the main wheel. So what we'll do quickly, so we'll add these guys to the wheel. Still got Benjamin and Richard alive though. And then we've got, I don't think I've got Who Kills a Rat. I probably should add that, you know. In my season 9, I don't think I have it. Yeah, I don't. Ooh, I don't actually. Let me just quickly add this below. Who kills a rat? There we are. Where did that? Sorry. Haha. Very unprofessional of me. What was I doing again? Oh yeah, I was adding Oceansiders to the list. So we've got Rachel and Cindy, basically, and Beatrice. So Rachel, Cindy, Beatrice. That's all that really matters. Natania's. I consider Natania a bit of a villain, so I leave her in the villain tier. So those are done. We've added, added Oceansiders. Yes. Finale deaths. Okay, so now we have to roll a d6. How many people die in the finale? Obviously, in the actual show, it's Sasha. But in this time, there's 5 people. So that means that we have someone get the Sasha death. So who is the 5. Who is the first person who gets the Sasha death first? So we have the Sasha death. Okay. This scenario, Nabila is the one who gets captured, I guess, instead. Maybe she helps. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a surprise that Nabila, maybe Nabila pretends to be part of Alexandria at first because she knows about Alexandria through Jesse, and then eventually she sadly gets the death. And then adding on to that, we have how many people? 4 more people dying. So Sam Anderson. Oh shit! Let me go delete him. Where is he? Sam Anderson, unfortunately, also gets killed by the saviors. That's pretty fucking bleak. Maybe just shot by a savior randomly. Pretty crazy. And then we got 2 more. No, not 2 more. 3 more people to die. Okay, so nobody. So only 2 more people need to die. Nobody's dying. Nobody's getting that death. No. Enid, no. So Enid sadly dies as well. One-eyed Enid gets killed. I guess maybe she saves Sophia from getting killed. Something like that. Or maybe she saves Ed. Obviously, Sophia we've given immunity to. So it's not even a veto. It's immunity power I've given to Sophia. So we've got Richard. So I guess Richard dies just in the battle, trying to liberate Alexandria. So nobody, and then Richard. So that's 5, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So Richard also dies in the battle. So we've got to add those characters. So we've got Nabila first, obviously, dying because of her love. Obviously, at this point, I don't think they were together, but I guess. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, something happens. And Sam, because obviously Jesse's not there, Sam, I don't know, somehow dies, which is pretty sad. Maybe he sacrifices himself as well. Maybe to prove it to his mum to some degree, I don't know. And then Enid saves Ed, or maybe Sophia, from getting killed. Somebody then dodges getting killed, and then Richard dies during the battle, but he's like, I risked my life for the kingdom, but this was all worth it. And so there you have it. That is the deaths there. So then we have to add Dwight, because obviously at this point Dwight has now joined the cause. And we're also going to add Jadis, because although Jadis is like a bit of a snake and she flip-flops, I mean, let's be honest, there's not really much we're doing with her, because there's no ones who live in this scenario, so I'm not going to add her anywhere else. So we'll add Dwight to our list there, and then we'll also add, we'll add the Oceanside gals to Cindy, Rachel, Natanya, and then we'll also add Jadis to our little thing here too. Right, I think that's it for season 7. So we've done. I think we've added Dwight and Jadis. Have we added them to the wheel? Yeah, I did. Did I add Dwight? Yeah, I did. Dwight didn't. Yeah, I did. Okay, I did Dwight. So there's people outside playing football, so you have to ignore that. Next up, we've got who is forced into a trailer with Negan. Okay, so this is at the start of the battle, obviously. Someone gets, unfortunately, stuck with Negan, who is, masturbating in the corner. I think Negan does admit that to Gabriel, that you just rub one out. Oh, my God, he's admitting it to a child. Jesus, Negan's getting on a list. So, Rachel Ward from the Oceanside, I guess, decided to help fight the Saviors. She gets stuck in a trailer with Negan. So which 4 are left from season 1? Oh yeah, shit, I forgot. There is only 1. So it's only Jackie. Because it's only Jackie, I think what we're gonna do is we'll roll dice to determine how many are alive. It goes okay. So what we'll do is we'll just say who kills Jackie. Let's be honest. Fuck it. We're not adding Jackie back. Someone is gonna kill Jackie. Basically, I'm changing that rule a little bit. Who kills Jackie? Who kills Jackie? Can't be Jesus, that's boring. Oh, whatever. Dr. Carson does it then. Dr. Carson kills Jackie. R.I.P. Jackie. See you later. There's only 1 person, so there you have it. We've got the Eric death. So who gets shot and then is slowly bleeding out and then slowly, sadly dies? Nobody? Nobody gets the Eric death? I kind of don't like that, but whatever. We've got the Shiva death. So who dies? I guess protecting Ezekiel, protecting their king, or protecting the king. King Ezekiel, that may be. I can't be Sophia, so we've got to veto that. Vetoed, vetoed, vetoed. Right, next one. And it's not even veto, she's just got immunity, so. Bro, what? Nobody again? Nobody gets the Shiva death? This is boring. Okay, who shoots Grandma, aka Natanya? So who kills Natanya? We have got a bloated fucking cast. This is ridiculous. This is huge. Jimmy's done nothing this entire fucking time. Where is Natanya? I put her here, didn't I? Who shot her? Who was it who did it? It was Beatrice. Okay, so Beatrice killed her group member. I guess to save people. Now we've also got we've got to add Sadiq as well. Fuck's sake, we've got loads of people. Loads of people. And then we got Carl's death. So who gets bitten and slowly dies and gives Ed the fact that, you know, all life is precious. Oh, it's Deanna. Okay, that kind of works. So yeah, Deanna gets bitten, she slowly dies, and she's like, spare Negan, spare him. Spare him, please. Where are you, Deanna? So, sad. I guess at this point, Deanna has got no children, right? Yeah, so she was probably pretty sad. She's probably pretty depressed this whole time. So that's done. Deanna got the Carl death. Does Gavin reform? Heads yes, tails no. I really hope he doesn't, to be honest. Heads yes, tails no. Heads yes. Oh, Gavin does. He does, yes. So that means we have to add now Gavin to our wheel, because Gavin has decided to join us. And he's joined our community to help us. Awesome, great, amazing. More fucking characters. So, if no, who kills Gavin? NA, that's not applicable. So we've got to add, we've got to add Alden as well now. Fuck me. Oh, God. Alden. Added Alden. Yes. Dr. Colin Carson's death. So who helps? Who was kidnapped again? Who's kidnapped? Sophia was kidnapped. Oh yeah, Sophia. Oh, there you are. It's Dr. Carson. He gets. Oh shit. What the hell's that? Dr. Carson gets his own death. So, Dr. Carson gets his own death. Who gets the Tobin death? So who gets stabbed and then slowly bleeds out and then turns into a walker because they were stabbed with a tainted weapon. Tainted weapon, tainted meat. It's Bob Stuckey. He's done fucking nothing this entire rewrite, but that works. Bob Stuckey, R.I.P. And then who kills Jared? So they obviously go after the captured saviors. Who is the person who goes after the captured saviors and kills Jared? Oh shit, it's Sophia. Now I guess in this scenario, Sophia maybe got out. Maybe, I don't know. She somehow killed Jared though, so that's cool. That's pretty fucking base. Sophia is pretty cool. So we're gonna add Negan and Laura. Negan, Laura. Alrighty, and now we've got who kills. Done. We've got who kills Simon. So who's the person to beat up Simon and in a big fight? I need to add all these people. So obviously, Deanna got that death. Yeah, I added that one. Dr. Carson got his own death. Where is he? Where's Dr. Carson? I can't find him. There he is. Dr. Carson got his own death. And then, obviously, Sophia killed Jared. Jared's down here. And Tobin's death was Bob Stuckey, which is pretty sad. So Bob died too. And then, who killed Simon? Ah! I like that. So Ed was the one who killed Simon. So instead of Negan killing him, there's like a big battle where he tracks down and he kills Simon. So how many people die in the finale? So obviously, there's obviously no one really dies in the finale, but in this scenario, some people may. In the last fight with the saviors, the last savior war, 6. Oh, this is what we needed. This was what we needed. So 6 people are going to die in this final battle. So let's decide. Oh shit, who are the people who go? So who is the first character to be a casualty in the final Savior War? It's Beatrice. So obviously the Oceanside come to help, and sadly Beatrice is one of the people who doesn't quite make it. trying to, you know, fight off the saviors and avenge her husband, I guess, because Iraq killed her husband, I think. And then the next person died. Oh, it's Ezekiel. Ezekiel sadly leads his people. I guess, yeah, he's outsmarted by Negan. Maybe like some kingdom forces come and Zeke is outsmarted and he is killed. We also lose Cindy. I guess Cindy's also outsmarted and she's killed too. So there's like a part, like a very like a low moment of this episode where it looks like Negan actually might win. He's killed both Zeke and Beatrice. Fuck. We've got 3 more deaths. Benjamin. Oh, that's sad. Benjamin's also killed, so I guess he probably dies alongside Ezekiel, probably. He's also... young Benjamin gets killed, and Ezekiel's like, no! And then, yeah, it's like... This is like an all is lost moment of the episode. So, yeah, so we've got Beatrice and, like, Cindy dying, and then also Zeke and Thing dying. So we've got 2 more deaths here as well. So it's not over yet. We're getting a bit more. A few more deaths. Rachel as well. Jesus, the Oceanside's been wiped out. What did Rachel do before? Didn't she... That's why Rachel did something before. Oh, yeah, she was forced in the trailer. Oh, yeah, so maybe Negan executes Rachel successfully, like he was going to execute Gabriel. So, yeah. And then one more, finally. He's wiped out the Oceanside, but who else also dies? Well, this can't happen. Wait. Jimmy. Jimmy is the final death. And that is the straw. Who then defeats Negan? Okay, who defeats Negan after that? Who's like, this is done? Jimmy was too far. Jesus, that was going to be T-Dog then. That would have been funny. It's Jesus. So Jesus defeats Negan. Wow. So we're going to add all those deaths. That was crazy. So we had to add Simon first, obviously, because Simon was defeated. And then we obviously had a lot of deaths here. So we had... Wait, Glenn got killed, didn't he? I'm very bad at adding. Yeah, Glenn got Olivia's death. I need to add him. Fuck. Somewhere here. After Barbara, yeah. So, we've got a lot of deaths here to add. Ezekiel, Benjamin, Cindy. So, Ezekiel, Benjamin, Cindy, Rachel, and Beatrice. And then finally, the one that we didn't want the most, Jimmy. So we obviously end with Negan now defeated. Laura obviously eventually joining us too. We'll delete this little row here. Oh. Now of course, what was I say? So yeah, we got Ed and Sophia obviously running Alexandria. Andrea's still there. I keep forgetting. And T-Dog. Andrea and T-Dog are still, and Jenna. Axel's still about as well. So is Tyrese. He was getting tortured and stuff, but he made it out and survived. Tara and Lily are still kicking. We've got Abraham still there as well. I don't know, he's probably in a bit of pain after Rosita died. You got Noah. Noah's still kicking. Olivia still kicking. Eric is still kicking. Jesse's still kicking. Aaron is with Jesus. Maybe he's in a throuple with Eric too. Who knows? And Diane's still there. I guess Diane is the leader of the kingdom now. There's not really anyone else who could be the leader of the kingdom. The leader of Hilltop is obviously Aaron, along with Jesus. Jadis joins the community, I guess. Her story kind of goes in a similar way. Yeah. That's pretty good. So who hangs Gregory? We're going to season 9 territory. Who is like, Gregory, listen. You are getting hung. Wait, and also, who is the Gregory? This is the Gregory. Oh, no. The Gregory is Jesse. Bro. And what has she done? And who is the one who executes her? Negan. Oh my god. So wait. Negan gets out of his cell and he's able to hang and kill Jesse, who is Ed's wife at this point. Oh, bro, this is a turn. Negan is not redeemed at all in this scenario. So Negan has executed poor old Jessie. He's hung her for a very different reason, of course. But still, he's got out of his cell and he's hung Jessie. But I'm also going to quickly add RJ. Now, obviously, you're going to have to pretend that RJ isn't mixed race in this because Technically speaking, in this version, he's not mixed race. He's just white. but pretend he's not mixed race in the picture, okay? So RJ, we've obviously got EJ, okay? And EJ is Ed Jr., all right? So this is Ed Jr. He is Jesse and Ed's child, because Jesse and Ed were a thing. And maybe Ron stayed at the kingdom as well to help rebuild the kingdom. Maybe Ron is kind of like almost in command as well. He's good friends with Henry too. So yeah. Diane is ruling the kingdom though. She ultimately is the ruler, because that makes the most sense. So Jesse was hung by Negan, which actually makes sense for why the Oceanside decided to kill a rat. So it's Jesse was killed by Negan. Who kills a rat? So who is the person who decides to kill a rat? It's Dr. Jenner. Okay, so Dr. Jenner, maybe on behalf of Ed. Yeah, maybe that's like he kills, because obviously he's been friends with Ed for many years now. So yeah, he kills, and I guess at this point Negan probably has to go AWOL, right? He has to go missing for a bit, because it makes no sense otherwise, because they would just execute him after this, surely. Or maybe they do just imprison him. Ed's like still the bigger man and imprisons him, and everyone's like, what the fuck are you doing? This guy killed your wife, man. Why have you done this? Why have you done this? And he's like, listen, all life is precious. Morgan taught me it. Anyway, we've got who kills Jocelyn. So obviously there's like the little time skips, but we find out in the flashback that the person who killed Jocelyn was Laura. Laura saved all the kids from being kidnapped and decided to kill Jocelyn. That's pretty awesome. So now we have to add Magna, Yumiko, Kelly, Luke, Connie. Magna, Yumiko, Luke, Connie. Right? Magna, Yumiko, Kelly, and Connie, and Luke. Yeah, that's it. So they're done. Oh, and then we've already added RJ, but we also have to add Tammy Rose, Earl, Gage, Rodney. Okay. So Tammy Rose, Earl, Gage, Rodney, Addie, and Marco. Alright, interesting. So they're all added. Oh wait, hang on. And Dog. Gotta add Dog as well. I can't forget Dog. Right. T-Dog and Dog. T-Dog and Dog are both alive. That's crazy. Right, so what's the next step? The next step is, so that's done. Who kills Jed? So who is the person who lights Jed on fire after he's kind of been a bit of a nuisance? We've got 39 characters alive. This is ridiculous. Scott stepping up, I guess. So Scott is the one who lights a fire on Jed and kills him. Anyway, now we've got the Jesus death. Please be interesting. So someone is stabbed by a whisperer, introducing us to the whisperers, shockingly. And we're like, oh my god, no, this person. Oh, I thought it could have... It's going to be Tammy Rose. So poor old Tammy Rose is stabbed and killed by a whisperer in front of everyone. And it's like pretty shocking. She's an old woman. She's pretty innocent, I guess. So yeah, that could work. Lydia. Then we had obviously Lydia, because they capture Lydia. And also Ozzy and Alec. They join they join as well. So done. And then now we get to roll a d20 for how many Pike deaths there are. Now I'm actually going to low-key kind of hope... Oh, 6! I was. So, right. So there's going to be 6 Pike deaths. Not minus. This should be +3. Sorry. +3. For Alec. So there's going to be 6 on top of 3. So obviously you've got Alec, DJ, and Frankie. And now we're having 6 extra. Which means that it's a total of 9 Pike deaths. I think that's the same though, is it not? I think it was 10 in the show. So that's actually 1 less. Don't know if that really works, but oh well. Wait, no, wait. I rolled the wrong dice. In this we roll D20, not D6. Sorry, I rolled the wrong dice. That's why it's meant to be minus. It is meant to be minus. Oh, no, fuck it. We'll keep it free. We'll keep it free. Haha. So it's 13, so we're going to do 10. We're going to do 10, fuck it. I don't care. So Luke is the first one. So we're going to do 10 extra pike deaths. So obviously we've got Alec, DJ, and Frankie. They're already set in stone. Plus now Luke, who I think actually makes sense. So Luke is also going to get piked. Jed's been killed already. Where is he? Luke. Luke's been piked too. Let's just add all these guys to our little list. Go away. Tammy Rose got the Jesus death. So she's over here. Wait, a rat was already killed, wasn't she? We can delete this now. Hang on. Where are we? Luke got killed. We need to add all these guys too, don't we? There we are. You guys all get in. Oh, and Dog. Dog as well. Right. So yeah, 10 people. Okay, next up. Luke's the first one. The second one is Gage. Oh, shit. So goodbye, Gage. You're gone too. So that's number 2. Gage. Well, not number 2, because there's the other 3, the original 3. But we're adding 10 extra ones, because I don't care. So number 3 is Noah. Oh. So Noah has also been beheaded. He's like a long, he's been in the show for a bit now, in this rewrite. So he's also been beheaded. Next up, who's been beheaded is Jadis. Damn, Jadis has also been executed by Alpha. She's been chilling with us for a bit. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4. We got 6 more still. This is crazy. This pike death is mental. No, it's Ron. Now I feel like Sophia and Ron might have actually been an item, maybe, possibly. So this is gonna be very shocking for Sophia. After obviously Enid died, maybe she got with Ron, possibly. And maybe she wasn't. She was just bisexual. She wasn't a lesbian, like we said. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sophia, 5 more. Yumiko is also dead. Damn, that's actually 2 people from that group already. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 4 more, yeah? Andrea? Oh, that's the biggest one. That's the biggest one, right? I mean, she has been around for ages. Fucking Andrea's dead. Yikes. Marco gets it as well. Oh, no. Oh, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 more. 2 more after Marco. Jesus. This pike death is Alpha went too far with this one. Hey, that's comic accurate if it's gonna be Olivia. Yeah, that's comic accurate. Olivia gets killed in the pikes anyway. So Olivia, and then finally, last one. Who is the last one? The biggest one so far is obviously Andrea. That's the biggest one that we've got. But on top of that, Scott. Oh, poor Scott. I swear Scott did something before. What did he do before? He killed someone or something? What did Scott do before? I swear he did something. Hang on, Scott. Oh, he killed Jed. Yeah. Well, yeah, Scott is also now dead. He was also piked. So, pretty shocking group of characters, actually. The biggest one is obviously Andrea. That's the big crazy one. So, pretty crazy. Now we have to add Jules. That strips us down to 31 characters, though, which is nice. So she's done. She's been added. Does Frances die or join the coalition? Heads, she dies. Tails, she joins the coalition. So heads, heads. Head, she dies. She dies. Okay, she dies. Awesome. So we don't have to add Frances to our group, luckily. So Frances just dies how she normally dies. See you later, Frances. See you later. Wait, shit. I need to add actually all the people who died there. So who was it again? We got Luke, Gage. Where's Gage? Gage died as well. Sorry, I feel like I've kind of lost a little bit of steam with this one now. We've got Noah. He's a fairly big one. Jadis. Jadis was a big character too. We lost poor old Jadis. We also lost Marco, I know that. Where are you, Jadis? Where the fuck are you, Jadis? I'm going to find you, Jadis. I know I added her. There she is. Jadis died too. We lost Ron. Yumiko. And also Andrea, Marco. Where are you, Andrea? And Scott. There he is. Scotty boy. And Olivia as well, didn't we? Right. Olivia. Yeah, and Scott. Okay, sorry about that. We fixed it. So, Frances dies the way she normally dies in the show. And then we've got... I had Amelia and Milo as one, but separate them if they survive. So what we got to do is we got to add Amelia / Milo. So we got Amelia / Milo. So what we're going to do is, who does Brandon kill? Who does Brandon kill to prove himself to Negan? It's Earl. Okay, Earl. Yeah, we'll just say Earl. So Earl, he kills Earl. And that means that we can add now Amelia and Milo. They eventually get back to Alexandria and they join Alexandria. But that means... Oh, shit. That means that Negan kills Brandon after that. After he kills Earl. Yeah, whatever. So Brandon kills Earl. And then Negan kills Brandon. Bit random. I'm sorry. Yeah, you have it. Anyway, next we got a Sadiq's death. Oh shit, yeah, Sadiq's death. So who strangles and who does Dante strangle and kill after they find out that Dante is a Whisperer spy? It's Dog. So Dog figures out that Dante is a Whisperer spy. He's barking to try and alert everyone. And Sadiq. Dante strangles Dog and kills him. And then who, out of revenge for killing Dog, does kills poor Dante? It's actually Aaron. And Aaron is leading the hilltop, so that makes little sense. But whatever. Maybe this happened in the hilltop instead, and Dog was a hilltop dog. Not an Alexandria dog. But anyway, Dog is... strangled and killed by Dante, and then Dante is then killed by Aaron, who is trapped in a cave and eventually has to spend time with Virgil and some ferals in a house. Okay, that's Ed. That's interesting. So Ed is actually the one who's trapped in the cave and then does the whole feral thing. So at this point everyone thinks Ed's dead, I guess. They think he probably died in the cave. So we add Gamma to our list here. Now we've got Laura's death. So who is slammed against the cells by Beta after Beta tries to attempt to steal Gamma back? No. I'm vetoing. They are not killing little EJ. That is not a good enough death for EJ. It makes no sense. It's Jules. So Jules, I guess, is visiting after Luke died. She's pretty sad, maybe. I don't know. I guess at this point she hadn't even met Luke. But Jules is visiting, and then, yeah, she gets slammed across the bars instead. Anyway, Gamma's death. So who gets stabbed by Beta after the battle of the hilltop? Oh, no! It's Abraham. So Abraham has, like, a fight with Beta, and Abraham is sadly defeated by Beta, because Beta is the one to kill Abraham. Abraham has basically done fuck all this entire playthrough, but there you have it. Then we got the Earl death. Who gets the Earl death? Who slams their eye on a spike and then is zombified and then killed by, I guess, maybe EJ? It's Ozzy. So Ozzy gets the Earl death. Pretty sad. Which of the head of the Commonwealth... Oh, so which three, sorry, that's meant to say. Which three people head off to the Commonwealth? So, obviously, they now leave at this point to go to the Commonwealth. Because this person heard them on the radio. So, Gamma, actually, I guess, was working on a radio. Maybe that's why, like, she eventually came to join the community. So Gamma was working on a radio, and she heard about these Commonwealth people, and then she decides to take with her. She takes Connie with her. Okay. Connie with her, and then she also takes who else with her? Okay, Aaron. Interesting. I guess Aaron kind of gives up on leading Hilltop now. I don't know. So yeah, those three go off to head. So it's who was it again? Yeah, Gamma, Connie, and Aaron. Anyway, who kills Alpha? So who is the person who decides to chop off Alpha's head? Oh, it's Milo. Very random. Milo decided to step up to the playing field, and he was the one to kill Alpha, to kill the big bad. It was this random kid that they picked up very recently. He decided to be the one to do it. What happened to Jules? She got the Laura Death, didn't she? Hang on. I need to make sure to update this. This is what I keep fucking up. So Jules got that death, and then Abraham, and then Ozzy. So Abraham and Ozzy. Here we are. Righty. Milo got that one. So how many people die in the final fight with the Whisperers? And because this is too big now, and I feel like this is not fun anymore, I'm rolling a d20 instead of a d6. I don't care. Okay, 7. 7 people are going to die. I rolled a d20 because I wanted to make things interesting. So 7 people are going to die in this final fight with the Whisperers, who will bite the bullet. So the first person to die is Amelia. Thank fuck. Get fucked. Get her out of here. So Amelia, she gets slaughtered by some Whisperers. She maybe she gets like the Beatrice death. Obviously one of these is the Beatrice death. She gets the Beatrice death. Amelia's the first one. Next one up to die, oh no, is Lydia. Lydia might be the big final death. Maybe she will. Maybe she could be, yeah, like one of the big final deaths of the thing. Obviously, because she's been, she's a sympathetic character, so we could probably have her be like some self-sacrifice to stop, like to hurt the Whisperers away. Maybe she gets killed by the Walkers. Alden also bites the dust. Now in this scenario, Alden was never with Enid, so that kind of works. So Alden dies. 2. Actually, I guess in this scenario, maybe Sophia was with Alden. I don't know. Milo dies as well. Woo, we lost Milo. So although he helped to kill Alpha, Beta gets his revenge and kills Milo too, as well as Amelia. So 7. That's 4. Bloody hell. I really probably went a bit far with this. Maybe. Who knows? Rodney is also killed. Again, probably by the Whisperers. Stabbed and shanked by the Whisperers. He was meant to die anyway by the Whisperers, so, you know, it is what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So one more. One more person. So nobody. Okay. So the last one's nobody. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's only 5. So nobody, and then there's one more after this. One more after this. So one more person killed by the Whisperers. Lydia's probably the big like final death, I guess. Like she's like some self-sacrifice. No, it's not, because Dr. Jenna is a big fucking character. Oh my god, this is brutal. This is brutal. Maybe Jenna like has like the Gabriel moment where he defends the community from all the Whisperers, but instead of Maggie showing up and saving the day, that doesn't happen. Maybe. Shit. I do kind of like that. We're going to do who kills Beta first, because it'd be kind of boring if it was one of Maggie's group's members. But who kills Beta? Who is the character who takes out Beta? Beta! So we got Milo, Rodney Alden. Rodney Alden. Lydia died too, didn't she? As well as... Who else bit the bullet? Alden, Rodney, Milo, Emilia, and Dr. Jenner. 2 big fucking deaths. Wow. We are down to just the Atlanta 3. Ed, Sophia, and T-Dog. Whoa. How? Tyrese is still kicking as well, man. What do we got? Yeah, we're doing Who Killed Beta. We need to see the results. Nobody. Oh, okay. So Beta just died to Walkers, I guess. So Walkers killed Beta. Walkers killed... Anyway, we have to add... That's pretty boring, but whatever. So there is no Herschel Ray. So we had Elijah, Cole, Duncan, and Agatha, and Frost. So obviously, where did these people come from? Well, I guess Aaron was actually in communication with these people the whole time, maybe. Or maybe someone else went off. Well, I guess Georgie sent them. Yeah, Georgie sent them to help our community. Well, Georgie kept them in contact, right? Because they were like... It was Georgie's network of communities. And then we've also got this extra thing here. Where did Georgie and the twins come... So I roll a d6. If it's a 1, it's just Georgie. If it's a 2, it's her and 1 twin. If it's 3, or 3 of them, a 4 means they died off screen. A 4 or a 5 means they died off screen. A 6 means they joined the Whisperers. So we have to roll a d6. A 4. A 4 means they died off screen. A 4 or 5 means they died off screen. So they all died off screen. So that means that Georgie and her group sent the Agatha and all that, and Frost, the Meridian people, sent all them to come help. But she and the twins all died off screen, and we learn this information from Cole and Elijah and Duncan and Agatha and Frost, so who have all now joined our group. Awesome. Oh, we got COVID moments. So who was banging Leah? So who was banging Leah in the cabin? And is now... Oh, it's Dwight. I guess there is no Sherry. So I guess in this scenario, Sherry ran off anyway. So Dwight was banging Leah. Sherry ran off and Dwight kind of got over her. So Dwight started banging Leah instead. Oh yeah, has Franklin been here this whole time? Heads yes, tails no. Heads yes, tails no. No. So Franklin, I guess we learn, died off screen. He died before. He died early on. So see you later, Franklin. We hardly knew ye. Did Lucille actually die, or did the cancer go into remission and she bounced because Negan was kind of a shitty husband? Heads, she died. Tails, she bounced. So heads, she died. Tails, she bounced. She bounced. That means that Lucille is actually alive. And we'll add her. That means she joins. Now, at this point, Negan, I guess, is like a pariah. He's kind of like loose. He's been on the loose. Maybe he's helped out with the Whisperers, though, so he's kind of got like some redemption. Yeah, I don't know. But they find Lucille. She's alive. Is actually alive. And Negan this whole time has thought she died, but she's not. Anyway, we've got the Gage death. Who gets the Gage death? We're into season 11 territory. Who leaves the group and sadly is not allowed in? It's Frost. So Frost abandons the group, and then who's leading this mission? Let's try and figure it out. Can't remember them. Could it be Ed? Ed could be leading the mission, maybe. Oh no, because Ed's still in that haunted house with Virgil. Who's our main character now? I guess it's T-Dog. T-Dog is leading this mission, and T-Dog allows Frost to bite the bullet. Even though Frost is like, listen, we told you about this place. Then we got the Cold Death, who gets slaughtered by the Reapers. It can't be EJ. It just can't. It makes no sense that EJ would be on this mission. It just makes no sense that EJ would be on this mission, so I have to do a veto for that. I'm sorry. For things that make no sense, I just have to veto. So who gets the Cold Death? No, bro, no, not Axel. Axel. So he's not done anything for a few seasons, but Axel is slaughtered by the Reapers, truly showing that they are evil, unstoppable force by killing one of our like OG characters. Wait a minute, who got the gauge death again? It was Frost. We need to add him. Frost, where are you, Frosty boy? There you are. Frost got killed too. So, yeah, that's the cold death. Now we've got the Duncan death. So who gets like fucking made into a shish kebab and then eventually stabbed in the head by, well, I guess who's leading the mission again? T-Dog gets stabbed in the head by T-Dog. It's Eric. So Eric gets shish kebabbed. Now at this point, I guess, yeah, I guess Aaron's gonna have to find out later that Eric died. That's pretty sad. So Eric gets shish kebabbed and then eventually put down by T-Dog. He's like, I'm sorry, man, and puts him down. And then finally, we've got Agatha's death, so who kind of just forgets how to kill zombies and gets killed in the woods pretty randomly. Oh, no. It's Kelly. Well, I guess she is deaf, so maybe it makes sense here. A little bit. Man, so Kelly, unfortunately, gets also taken out by the Whispers. This is actually more brutal. They're making the... Not Whispers, Reapers. This is making the Reapers a lot more interesting. And then who gets kidnapped, interrogated, and then eventually killed? No! Bro, no. Tyrese? Okay, so Reapers just became an elevated threat. Like, Jesus Christ. They've just taken out, like, loads of main characters. They've taken out Axel and Tyrese. Like, two remaining characters from fucking season. As well as Eric and also Kelly. Like, they took out loads of big characters there. Reapers are not playing around, okay? So we've only got like season 1 characters left. We've got these 3. No season 2 characters, no season 3 characters, season 4 characters, these 2, and then we got like a couple one season 5 character, just Aaron, one season 6 character is Jesus. Yeah, season 7 characters. We've got a few. Oh no, I guess Dwight is technically season 6 character as well. Jesus Christ. Wow. I'm just impressed with the Reapers, man. They didn't fuck around. But who is the one who kills Pope? Oh, not this one. Who kills Pope? Who takes Pope out? Popey Bear. It's Laura. I probably should actually add Leah at this point, but oh well. It's Laura. So Laura is the one to take out Pope. Who was banging Leah again? It was Dwight, wasn't it? I guess Dwight infiltrated the group as well. So who kills Mancia? Who's the Reaper Preacher? Where are you, Popey Bear? You've been killed by Laura. That is pretty sad. So who kills Mancia? Who's like the Reaper Preacher? It's Diane. Okay. So she puts an arrow into the Reaper Preacher. She doesn't want to hear his shit. And then who kills Brandon Carver? Who is the character who puts an end to Brandon Carver? Lily, finally stepping up to do something. Alright. So Lily takes out Brandon Carver. We're a little bit of a dream team here going to Meridian. You know, they've lost a lot of people, but one more Meridian death. Who gets the Alden death? Who is killed by the last big character to get killed by the Reapers? Oh my god, it's Tara! No! So Tara gets injured and then Lily comes back to find her sister is dead. That is fucking tragic. That is tragic. I hate that. I hate it. Oh no. It's almost like karma, isn't it? In a way. Because they came here to like steal supplies. Well, I don't know. If it was... I guess it wasn't justified because these fucking people told them about it. That's sad. So, Tara, sadly, was dead and Lily had to put her down. This is actually a fucking impactful final season, at least. Anyway, now we have to add all these people back to here. And then on top of that, we had Virgil, because he's obviously alright now. He's helped. We had Princess. We had Mercer. We had Maxine, Tommy, and the 3 people, yeah. Oh, we also had Annie. Yeah, we may as well add Annie as well. Add Annie too. So done. Done. Who kills Toby? Who kills Toby Carlson? So who takes out crazy ass Toby Carlson? Just add those guys. So Toby Carlson. Princess. Bit random, but I like it. Princess takes out Toby Carlson for being a crazy dude. So we got the Marco death. Who gets the Marco death? Shot and killed by Leah when... it's another bloody Reaper death, basically. When obviously Leah is hired by Lance. Oh, that's brutal. So Negan gets a new wife, finds out his actual wife is alive, and then his actual wife is shot and killed by Leah. Oh no, poor Negan. He's not having a good time here, is he? Lucille was killed by Leah. So who then kills Leah? Now obviously this would be good if it was Negan. Or maybe even Annie. I can see that working. But we'll see. Or it might even be Dwight. No, it's just T-Dog. T-Dog takes her out. T-Dog then kills Leah. Awesome. Then who kills Sebastian? So who gets in a bit of a Rick-a-roll with Sebastian? T-Dog again. T-Dog taking out all the villains. T-Dog stepping up. So T-Dog then takes out Sebastian. Wow. Okay. And then who kills Lance? Oh my, if this is T-Dog again, I'm gonna be pissing myself. Oh, it's not gonna be T-Dog. It's Diane. So hey, Lance is killed with a bow and arrow. So do you know what? I think it works. So Diane then kills Lance eventually too. We're speeding through this. Who gets shot in the finale? Okay, so which character is shot, and then Ed, I guess, because Ed's our main character, is rushing them into safety. Oh, this is perfect. This is perfect. It's little Ed Jr. Little Ed Jr. is shot, and Ed's rushing Ed Jr. Through. Who was Ed Jr.? Ed Jr. was with Jesse, right? Yeah, he's rushing little Ed Jr. So instead of the whole because obviously in this universe, Negan did kill some people at the lineup, but the real person that he killed was Jesse. So Ed's has to kind of learn to forgive Negan for killing Jesse. So maybe Negan's helping Ed to get little EJ. Where is he? Little EJ to safety. Yeah. So that's the big sort of character moment here. And then how many finale deaths are there? Now we're gonna roll a d20, but I'm actually gonna add. I'm going to say we're going to do a double high, which means whichever the highest number is, we take. 19 deaths. Oh my god. 19 deaths. Okay. 8, 9, 10. I can't use the number 2. Or 1, so I'm going to have to... I can't spell! Oh, I can use the number 1, I think. Yeah, I'll be fine. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay. Whew, so, 19 deaths in the finale. This is going to be crazy. So, basically, 1 will be our biggest death, and then 19 will be the smallest death. So Tomi is probably I mean, I guess they kind of met him, but Yumiko's already dead. So they were like, oh yeah, you're Yumiko's brother? Oh, awesome. So I guess Tomi's probably around here for a death, maybe. Not that big. So he dies, maybe the hospital. He stays at the hospital to try and treat people. After treating poor little EJ, he's killed. And then Laura is also dragged out. I mean, she's a fairly biggish death. I guess Laura's attacked by walkers, variant walkers potentially. And then we got another death. Gavin's been around this whole fucking time. I forgot. Gavin also does not make it. He something happens to him, and he doesn't make it either. I don't know. Is he as big as Laura? I guess they're kind of both reformed saviors. So we got Tomi, Laura, and Gavin. Hang on, I need to figure this out. So we obviously got Sebastian. Wait, I never even did these guys. Alpha was killed somewhere around, what? Bro, I don't know. She was killed in season 10, as was Beta. Okay. So we can delete this too. Leah was killed, obviously. She shot and killed Lucille. And then, obviously, Sebastian was killed. And then Lads was killed. Yeah. So we can delete all these rows. Delete row. Delete row. Delete row. Delete row. Okay. Keeping up my energy here. I'm trying my best. So, we got Gavin. Dead. We got Laura. Dead. And Tommy. Dead. But there's more. There's always more. So, a few more deaths to go. Oh yeah, and also Ed and Sophia do not have their immunity anymore, and neither does EJ. So I guess in the end, EJ, they could not save EJ. And Ed Jr. sadly dies. What the fuck, man? This is a bleak ending, is it not? This is a bleak ending. Ed Jr. sadly does not make it. He is killed. Oh, no. I've tried to veto as many. I guess this is the big death, really? I mean, at this point, this is probably the biggest death. Addy, I mean, who gives a fuck, really? So, I think Addy's probably 19. Like, who cares? Who cares about Addy? Another death. She's the last child left, right? Yeah. Magna's still about. Lily, no! Okay, Lily is a big-ish character. I feel like I'm going to put her in, like, 2. Lily's been around for ages. Losing Lily is pretty big. I'm in shock. Okay, Lily. Another character. Connie. We've lost Connie as well. Holy fuck. Gets killed by the walkers. Connie's fairly big-ish as well. Maybe 5 we'll put her at. She's not been around for ages, but that's a big-ish character who's also got slaughtered, fucking ripped apart by the variant walkers. She's already lost her sister as well. She probably found that out. No! No! Oh, Ed Peletier dies. Maybe cradling poor old little Ed Jr. But the biggest finale death probably, we'll have to say that is the big finale death. He loses obviously his little son as well, which is fucking tragic. Yikes, yeah. Doesn't make it either. Duncan, who the fuck cares about Duncan? He's down here. No one cares about Duncan. Duncan also dies. But we lose Ed. That is the big finale death. Duncan, who cares? Maybe he dies, like his little son, like, bleeds out, I guess. That's pretty sad, man. And then he gets bitten. We'll say he gets bitten. He gets, like, the big Rosita death. Okay, so he dies slowly. Maxine Mercer also dies. That sucks for whoever was getting with Maxine Mercer. Who went again to the mission? I forget. Who went again? Gamma, Connie, and Aaron. I don't know who got with Maxine then. Maybe Gamma got with Maxine. Yeah, she was on the radio, right? So yeah, pretty sad for Gamma. Oh, another death is Negan. So Negan also dies. I guess self-sacrificing himself, becoming a bit of a hero for Ed. Maybe he protects Sophia. We'll say that he protects Sophia, and so I'm gonna give Sophia her immunity back, okay? Because a character sacrificed themselves for her. Although I don't know, Virgil. I mean, who the fuck cares about Virgil? Virgil dies too. Also slaughtered by the variant walkers. We'll put him 16 because no one cares about him there. 12. So we've got, how many have we got left? We've got loads left. Fuck. There's a lot of them. Diane also does not make it. That is pretty crazy. Diane does not make it. So sorry, Diane. Oh my god, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 more to go. Holy shit. This is ridiculous. Oh no, Jesus. Jesus also does not make it. This is like the big, this is what I like. This is what a finale should have been, alright? Lots of character deaths. We're wrapping up all their arcs. I don't know what Jesus' arc would have been here, but trusting Aaron or some shit. We'll add Pamela to this list as well, because why not? Yeah, Jesus doesn't make it either. He's also slaughtered by the variant. So maybe he's shot by Pamela's forces. But Pamela is also killed too. I don't know who kills her, but someone kills her. Ed wanted to spare her to be the better man, but someone executes Pamela. We'll say it's T-Dog, okay? Because T-Dog had the sniper rifle, and he executes poor Pamela. And Aaron also dies. Fuck, we lost Aaron too? Jesus Christ. That is brutal. Maybe he dies like defending the hilltop or some shit. I don't know. Sadiq, I didn't even realize he was there this whole time, but Sadiq is also dead. Wow. We lost Sadiq. And then finally, the final death. Obviously, the big final death is Ed, slowly dying after he's bitten by a walker. But another death on top of that is Agatha. Who the fuck cares about Agatha? But there you go. Agatha's dead too. Okay. Awesome. So that is the finale. Now, we don't need to do this because we killed her off anyway. Who is the governor of the Commonwealth in the end? Which one of these characters becomes the governor of the Commonwealth? Fair enough. It's bloody Gamma. So Gamma becomes the governor of the Commonwealth. So we have got to add... but Ed slowly dies from his bite and he's put down. Rest in peace, Ed Peletier. Okay, you were the hero of this story. So Ed, of course, didn't make it. We also lost Maxine. We lost Aaron. We lost Jesus. We lost Diane, right, I think. So we should have... I never added Henry. I fucked up and never added Henry. Oh, no. That's why he's been able to survive this whole time. Oh, well. Sadiq... Connie died too, right? Did I add Elijah? Yeah, I did add Elijah. Survived, right. So Henry, I guess, survived by default, sadly. T-Dog was survived by default. Dwight, Mercer, Sophia, Annie. Agatha died. Cole survived. Negan died. Obviously, he was a big sacrifice. Virgil died too, but no one really cares about Virgil. Sadiq, Aaron, Pamela. Yeah, Pamela we got. Yeah, Pamela dead. I think this is it, right? So, we've got... So, in the end, Sophia is kind of like the main character. She puts her dad down, obviously, but she's like a pretty big badass. T-Dog survived the whole time. I guess, yeah, he's doing his thing. He's also the big character. He's like our other season 1 character who made it this long. Then we of course have Dwight, who is was I guess like our new Daryl. So maybe he goes off to France. I know I said we're not doing that, but yeah. T-Dog's our Maggie. Dwight's our Daryl. Sophia is our Carl Grimes, I guess. Henry, I don't know if Sophia would be like much older than Henry because he was like 8, right, and she was like 12. So I feel like she'd be like 20 and he'd be like 18. So it's probably like not a great age gap, but let's say fuck it. She's with Henry in the end because he just somehow survived this whole thing. Magna's about. Gamma is the leader of the Commonwealth. Magna's there too. She's the last member of her group alive. We've got Cole kicking. Who cares? But whatever. Elijah's there too. Who could Elijah be with? I don't know. Who cares? Obviously, he lost... Michael Mercer lost his sister. Very sad. But he's obviously with a princess, so he's got her. And then Annie as well, who I guess is still pregnant with Negan's kid. So Negan found out both of his wives were alive, and then one got killed by Leah Shaw. Pretty sad. Yeah, overall, that was the fucking wild. I lost my train of thought at times, and I do apologise because these videos are long as shit, and I feel like I've got to cut out some of these smaller characters. I just don't think they're as interesting. I know people are like, where's this character, where's that character, but I think to make these flow better, because I think this was good. I liked the different roles and stuff, but the problem is I feel like we should have less characters. So some of the smaller characters I think we should just get rid of. And then kind of keep it to just main characters or main-ish characters. So I'm happy to keep the Atlanta deaths, or to keep maybe Tobin's death, but having Jimmy and Patricia, I mean maybe Jimmy and Patricia, maybe I get rid of the prisoners, like Big Tiny or Clara and all that. Martinez maybe I get rid of. I just feel like there's too many like little mini things there. I feel like definitely getting rid of like Beatrice, and Marco, and like these deaths that I just don't feel like, and Aiden as well. I feel like they're a bit not as consequential, right? I understand because people were mad when I just did main characters, like people with main character build. People got mad because T-Dog wasn't there, and like Noah wasn't there. But I don't know. Maybe that would be better, and I'll just add T-Dog and Noah. Maybe that'll keep people happy. I gotta do Dog though. It's funny when Dog gets killed. How did Dog die again? Oh yeah, he was strangled by Dante. Anyway, I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.